Good evening. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Wednesday, August 10th. Lot of energy coming out of the building today. We are a little earlier than normal because Ricky Collins is making a commitment live on the Jordy Collada show
where?
at 7.
Who knows?
We don't know where he's going. We can only assume. We
This
can
way,
only
this
hope
way,
to
this
hope
way.
to guess.
I don't know.
I would assume that everybody kind of understands where he's going to go. What is that face for?
I
He switched to
did
the
the
wrong
presets
camera.
wrong. About to fix them. I made Jared Mitchell 3, but I'm 3.
Okay. It's okay. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. I think I've probably already said that, but I'll say it again. Like I said, a lot of energy, a lot of things to talk about. Unfortunately, at this point in time, we don't have a guest yet. We're working on it. Got some feelers out. The moving up an hour kind of messed up our little bit of our routine, but it's okay. You get us. You get the boys. We have a lot of info. We have Jackie Boy's been at spring practice. They have a scrimmage tomorrow. He's been taking all the pictures and all the videos. You can thank him for doing that. He is there. He is grinding. He's doing it. Jay Mitch is in the house. Floyd is in the house. He almost wasn't in the house.
Yes.
Finagled his way back in here. I
Back,
appreciate
baby.
that. You're
Absolutely. Got to do it for
You're
the
back.
boys.
You're back.
Because we do have the Ricky Collins commitment to where? We don't know. At 7 o'clock. So we sent
Bobby
Stewie on
Fischer,
the
where is
road.
he? I don't know.
I don't know. This way? This way? I don't know. But after our debacle at Catholic High, I said,
We got to make it a debacle shirt.
we got to make a debacle shirt. It was a total debacle, not on our fault. Not my fault. Totally not my fault. I'll take it though. Sorry, Catholic. Not sending my kids there.
Stole the internet.
Yeah, stole their internet. If you need anything, browsers, let me know.
What?
We can get y'all hooked up. Or Quizlet. Well, I don't know what the kids
You
do.
would jump right there.
Wait,
Went
what?
right to it.
Excuse me?
What'd you say? You said that.
I
Is
didn't
it
see
R?
any of
Is
that.
it bra or brat?
I don't know the phonetics of it, but I know how to spell it.
Phonetics, good one.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sure you know.
I don't know the pronunciation, but
I
I
know
do know the letters.
It's 2 Z's.
But
for
we're glad
sure.
you're here. We're glad you're here.
Thank
Got
you.
a lot of football talk. Saints have their first
Oh,
preseason
man.
game this Saturday night against the Texans. Preseason football is on again tomorrow night. That's when they start. It's crack. It's crack to all the people down here. It is a drug. Football is a drug that I love. I can't get
And
enough
I'm not
of it.
quitting it anytime
And
soon.
I'm not quitting it. Fantasy football. Speaking of fantasy football, we gotta start figuring out
Yeah.
if we're gonna do something here with the boys and the team, and maybe some people that want to be part of it. We'll figure that out. Michael Thomas is balling out in camp right now. Listen, I know they said, well, in a matter of 10 minutes he scored 4 touchdowns. Listen, they're doing red zone, so every play
They're running the drill. They did everything. in the
every
red
play
zone.
is supposed
there was
to
no
be
defense.
yeah,
So
right.
We get it.
I thought it was more impressive.
No,
that
7
out
on
of
7,
those-
yeah.
Yeah, but it was like 7 plays, 7 touchdowns for the offense. He had 4 of them.
Right, and I will say this: they actually had 11 on 11, and he did score. He had a nice
Yeah.
play. He did score a touchdown. I think people forgot how good he was because he didn't play for so long. You know, out of sight, out of mind type of thing. You watch him on the field, and you watch what he's doing. Like, holy shit! He is
Never seen him bad on the field.
right, but you just
Just hadn't
forget
been
because
healthy.
he hasn't been there for so long, and you're like, damn, I forgot how good he actually is. I don't like that Jameis isn't playing yet. Obviously, he's not a serious injury. He's kind of a sprained foot. He'll be back. I do like, though, that we have the Red Rocket as the backup and not relying on Trevor Siemian, because at least you have a guy who is capable, who has done it, and he has been in the moment and been a very successful quarterback in this league for a long time, and he's now the backup quarterback. I am more confident with that, you know, especially off of Jameis coming off of ACL, off of
Let's play with the starter.
his foot. I'd rather play with Jameis, no doubt. I'm just happy that we at least don't have to worry about Trevor Siemian taking it off. Even though I tried really hard last year
to ride the Sibian.
to pump up
Hey,
Trevor Siemian.
He was the
I tried.
ultimate,
I tried.
absolute ultimate optimism when it came to.
I tried because when the first game he had all
I
those.
would have loved to have heard that.
Oh my god!
Because when he had all those drops, like the first game and a half, and I'm like, I mean, he's like.
He's putting it in a
Because-
bucket.
Because he came back in and they won that game, right, against the Bucks. And then the next game, he's making all these throws and like guys are dropping it and they're not helping him out. And I'm like, damn, he's actually like putting the ball. And so for like a game and a half, that gave me an extra game of leeway. Like, damn, he's actually not. And then that went away real quick, and then I couldn't do anything. And then it was just a joke. Then it was just a joke after that, and I just wouldn't let it die because I just wanted to rub everybody the wrong way. But I'm just happy that I don't have to.
But you know that you do that, right? That
Yes.
like you're internally an optimist. That you're
Yes,
like,
I it's not fun to be a pessimist. It's not fun. Like, I would much rather be an optimist than a pessimist. Like, what is the fun of saying, "Oh, we are gonna suck this year"?
It's gonna rain today.
We can't do this. We can't do that. Like, no. I want to go in the game with all these high hopes. I'd rather just bring me down than not have to be. Like, it's just, it's just not fun that way, right? And like, I am the ultimate optimist. I understand that. I do understand that, and so I know that I can look at it realistically sometimes. This moment, for a game and a half, I actually had a point.
3 weeks.
And then after that, it was, okay. And then after that, it was like, okay, I may be wrong, but I'm gonna keep needling this thing. I'm gonna keep. And there's a couple guys in the group text that I knew would bite at that every time, and every single time I did it. He was not one that was biting. Jared was sitting in the background laughing.
Yeah, I just laughed.
I
left it alone.
I knew the people, and so that was it. I was just kind of needling him. But I am an optimist. I love to be an optimist. And
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would have loved to have seen him do well. It's just
he's just not. Listen,
I wasn't putting money on it.
It wasn't good. He's never won a game. He never won. I mean, he didn't have a winning record in the league. Like,
he did come in and whenever he played.
That's
that
my
first
point.
game
That's
was
my
a little,
point.
yeah.
And then the next game, he actually looked good. He made
Simeon.
some good throws, and I'm like, okay. And then after that, it wasn't very good. And then
it's hard to bet on it. It's hard to bet on a Trevor Simeon, especially when at that point in the year too they were injury riddled too, so they had guys out and missing. It's tough.
Tough.
You need a lot going on around them.
You know, it did hit though. Was the Saints unders for a long time during that year.
Oh, dude. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Caesars, thank you.
The Caesars. Speaking of Caesars,
I mean, I don't know how they could afford the dome after
speaking
that.
of Caesars, so there's a lot of hype on the Saints right now. Like, a lot of people are going in and seeing the Saints, see how talented the Saints right now. Pete Werner's got hurt. Depth at linebacker is a little light. I don't like that. Werner got hurt. You have Jameis on the shelf for a little bit. GJ wants another contract, which, listen, I get it. You know, he's playing a position where it's easily injured. You want to get your money. You want to be guaranteed. I understand all that. Saints have a lot of talent. I think people are seeing the talent. I think people are starting to realize, damn, these guys are good. Like, the Saints of last year, even though they still had a winning record, which blows my mind, which I think Sean Payton should have got Coach of the Year based off the record they had last year on the guys they had on the team. The team, I think people looked at the team last year and kind of forgot, like, the meat and potatoes of how good they really are, and then they get their best receiver back. They go and draft a top receiver, and you go and sign Jarvis, and now you have dogs on the offense, and you got dogs on the defense, and you're like, damn. And you go look at the defensive line, and you're like, the smallest guy on the defensive line is Cam Jordan. It's 6'4", 285 pounds. It's the smallest guy on the defensive line. So the talent is there.
Talking about the back end of the defense too. Like, usually when you lose guys like what's his name, Malcolm Jenkins and stuff like that, you income
Marcus Williams,
young guys. Williams, you income young guys. You enter Marcus May and Tyrann Mathieu.
Marcus May can't play the first 6 games, correct?
Is it 6 or 4?
I think it's one of the two. As they like to suspend and.
You know what I think.
What's the number? Even numbers, because what he had a DUI that he hid from the Jets, which is a bold move, but it backfired. So that's why he's suspended.
It is a very bold move.
I think he's suspended for the first 4 or 6 games. So I don't know who the other alternative is, but
I don't either. But I know, like, this actual, like, the cornerbacks. So, like, you have Lattimore. Paulson Adebo is a stud. What, you called that?
Yep.
How?
You watch the tape.
The
only thing I look for, I don't know anything. The only thing I look for, he gets his head around quick. That's all. If you can do that at corner, you can play the position.
I mean,
and he did that at Stanford.
He's a baller, and he's been doing really well. And I think and then you still have some of the other guys that have done well and they can fill in. I think they're set. But the whole point of bringing them up is to talk about our friends at Caesars. Their over/under wins is 8. I think that they're going.
It's up now from 7. Oh no,
that's LSU is 7.
I'm about to say, wait.
Saints were 8, right? I think that 8. I think they're going to beat that number. Obviously, 8 that's a good spot for them to beat. But if you want to go out and bet that, you want to go out and bet the game on Saturday.
It's a closer line than the LSU line, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But I do think they'll beat it.
I do too. But if you want to go out and bet that, use our promo code. You get a risk-free bet up to $1,500. Your first bet is what you're risking, right? It's a risk-free bet. So if your first bet is $100, and you make a bet of $100 and you lose it, that's what you get. That's what you risk. That's what you're risking. That's your risk-free bet. If you bet $1,500, that's what you're risking. Use the promo code MMLSU15 if you want to enter to win the 4 tickets to the LSU Florida State game, which is September 4th, the day before Labor Day. Sunday, make a weekend out of it. I'm making a weekend out of it. I'm sure the squad's going to make a weekend out. I'll be there on Saturday, Sunday, Labor Day is on Monday. Come back home, recover, maybe lay out by the pool, a little hungover, whatever it is.
Wednesday at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, no, back in the day. Back in the day, when no responsibilities, I think the boys would be out in NOLA
That's
for
some good nights there.
So,
Nights and mornings, I guess you can call
yeah,
it.
we've had some.
Well, you can't leave New Orleans to the wall. It's empty.
We've had some times. That is for sure. But we're gonna be there. Jerry. Well, this is before Jerry. This is when Jerry was still in college, I think. Oh, Jerry got in the mix for a little. Yeah, Jerry's in the mix.
Jerry.
MMLSU 15 if you want to win 4 tickets to the LSU Florida State game. MM Saints 15 if you want 4 tickets to the Saints preseason game. Is that for the preseason game this weekend?
No, the Chargers
It's the one at home.
It's
Yeah,
the
the
Chargers
Chargers.
one. It's the Chargers game. This week is not at home. We're a sports show. We're a sports show.
But if you want the home ties, Derek Stingley Jr. will be
I think there's gonna be a lot
lacing
of
him up.
there's gonna be a lot of people watching the game. They're playing the Texans, which obviously is the closest proximity to, Louisiana, right? You have Derek Stingley playing at cornerback. I mean, I'm interested in watching the Texans play, not only because of Stingley, but I think I kind of like Davis Mills.
I kind of want to see what a second year Davis.
Me too. Me too. Like you saw,
He went way under the radar last year.
and then towards the end of the year, like, holy shit, this guy's like good. Like, he was a number 2 rated quarterback coming out of high school. You didn't know that I knew that, did you?
I knew, yes, I'm not surprised.
So he comes out, goes to Stanford. He goes into an offense that's very hard in college to Daddy Longneck.
Daddy Longneck.
You go to a college that's very hard to like put up some great numbers because they still run like the old school pro style offense.
David Shaw.
Yeah, right. And so like you don't really
That's where all
see
the
it.
tight ends come from.
But yeah,
Colby Flater, son of.
yeah, no doubt. And then you go look at him, and then they go through he goes through the combine, he goes through stuff, and people obviously liked him because he got drafted, I think, in the 3rd round.
I think that's right.
And it was a big quarterback class. People kind of overlooked him.
Yeah.
He goes in there. They get rid of Deshaun Watson. He gets suspended. Davis Mills ends up starting to play. You're like, damn, this guy, he's not great. Oh, this guy's not bad. This guy's pretty good. By the end of the year, like, people are talking about Davis Mills being like a legitimate, bona fide, like, franchise guy. Year 2 is the big year, right? That's the big. You either make the adjustments or the team makes the adjustments to you and they figure you out and you kind of get turned back into a pumpkin.
And then
we'll
they
see.
set him back 15 years with Lovie Smith as their head coach. There's no way that's going to go well. Do you
We'll
think Drew Brees would trade his daughter for Davis Mills' neck so he wouldn't have to crane the entire time? He doesn't like his daughter. It's been known. It's documented.
Where?
Yeah, where?
On every internet video he's ever put out, he's only thrown to the boys every time.
Oh my
And then the
god.
daughter's
He's
nowhere
only
to
thrown
be
to
seen.
the boys?
This is what he's drawing from this.
I mean, what if the girl doesn't like football?
That's the most Lloyd
Then he
responsive
definitely doesn't
Lloyd
like her.
ever.
That's not true. I mean, Drew Brees just invested into the Major League Pickleball League.
What does that have to do with girls?
I mean, because it's not just about baseball. It's not just about football for him.
It
He loves baseball.
just means more. Pickleball.
Hey, I love pickleball.
It's intense.
You've played pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
Pickleball's fun.
It's cool.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Sounds like it's very easy for you.
It's
No,
not
I mean,
easy.
It's cool. It's not easy. I don't really think it's that easy for anyone except for tennis
Players.
Speaking of, Serena,
Yeah,
future pickleballer.
probably so.
What?
Yes, their kids.
She retired.
She's
Oh,
semi-retired.
retiring. She didn't retire.
Yeah, retiring. She sees the end. She's Tom
mean,
Brady
she's-
in there right
Me
now.
too.
She's gonna go and play. I mean, I thought she should retire a little while ago, because she just can't stay healthy. I mean, it's Father Time is undefeated.
Mother time.
Why?
No, that's nature.
Mother Nature.
Yeah,
Father,
Time is always undefeated. Mother Nature
Also undefeated.
also
Does what she
undefeated.
wants.
Yeah. So just because she's a female doesn't mean Father Time can't affect
Well, I
her.
said that because the reason that she is looking into retirement is because she wants to continue to have children, and she's like, I'm trying to plan while I can.
How
to have
old is
kids.
she?
41.
She wants to have more kids at 41.
That was quick.
I literally saw it 13 times today. She's 41.
Damn, 41.
I just texted.
It's risky
her
to have kids at that.
Just texting her. You know who she's married
How old
to?
are you?
The founder of Reddit.
Oh yeah, I did know that.
You spent. Never mind. Never mind. I wasn't gonna throw you.
You're
on
helping
this.
raise those kids, Lloyd.
Oh, the best place to find porn? Reddit? Absolutely.
That's not what I was gonna say.
What?
That's not what I was gonna say.
They got that on there?
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
But
I do not want to see a Lloyd search bar. I just don't want to see the search history.
um.
There's no telling what's on that thing.
So Jameis is out for the first game. Do you think Jameis is gonna play any preseason games?
I hope not.
You don't think so?
I hope not. I
I'd
don't
like
want
to see him get out there a little
Why?
bit.
I don't. I'm being honest. Why?
I don't know.
What?
Is Jameis
Let's be honest. Like, I want you to think
because
back
I'm
to
an
your,
optimist. I want to see him be. I want to be more
okay,
optimistic
but
after I
you-
watch him play.
I just want you to think back to your football playing days, right?
Yeah, I love
You got-
jamborees because
okay,
they
you got,
sucked.
but you play one jamboree and you pretty much played at least a half.
Yeah.
If I put you out, if I
Mike's gotta
put you
get
out there
and call
for,
a timeout.
if I put you out there for 2 series, what are you really getting out of that?
Right. Nothing. I get it.
Let's
I get
just,
it.
Let's keep them clean.
Yeah,
to
I
the
get
years.
that. I get that. I get that.
I
I
don't
did
really-
love
I
the
don't really
jamborees because we used to boat race some teams in the jamborees, and I was like, "Damn, this feels good," you know. And then
Well, he
obviously,
liked it because his jersey was off by halftime. He was walking
yeah.
around the whole
And
time.
then I had the headset on. I was the one calling, doing the signs. Like, this is great. I love this.
Looking like a pro over there.
I was
Oh my
not the
God.
one calling timeouts after the kickoff at
Yeah,
first
good for you.
possession of the game. Wasn't me anymore.
Looking in the stands and shit.
So let's go through this. So the Saints. There's been a lot of chatter in Atlanta. There's been a lot of chatter in Atlanta about Mariota and what they're doing over there.
They didn't keep chattering.
I don't know.
They'll,
But I'm just saying, there's been some chatter. I don't believe the chatter. I think it's preseason chatter. I think it's easy to, whatever. But division, I think the division is going to be tougher than it has been in the past.
just the past couple years.
Yeah, right. Like,
But that's only
not taking Tampa.
A lot of that's happened though, just because of the injuries that's happened to like marquee players. And
McCaffrey.
Yeah, McCaffrey's been gone.
Is McCaffrey going to play this year?
You haven't had Julio healthy.
I'm not drafting him in fantasy. I can tell you
I'm
that.
out of. You haven't had Julio healthy in
Seen
like
his
3 or
wife?
4 years straight. Like,
That's
that's
hurt all the time.
I mean, have you seen him?
I mean, yeah.
Guy's shred McGriff,
He's on
dude.
Reddit.
Well, I mean, Jesus Christ.
what?
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think, look, the Bucs are gonna be the Bucs. I don't think the Bucs are gonna be as scary as they have been in the past. I just really
They
don't.
got some questions, man. They got
Yeah, I
some.
really don't.
They
They
lost
got some
back-to-back
questions.
centers.
Yeah.
The backup center got hurt too.
Got carted off the field. I don't know how serious it is, but he got carted off.
What are they doing in
Oh no.
practice?
They said that was cramps.
Yeah, okay, cramps. And
He
then-
got carted off with cramps.
He might have locked up, man.
You
I've
think-
seen it happen before. No, I've
mean,
seen
I
it.
have too.
Which, when it happens,
I've
though,
never gotten carted
no,
off, though.
but when it happens, that literally lets you know, like, hey, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing off the field.
Yeah, go drink.
This
Was
is
it Matt
pathetic.
Flynn's
He wasn't
My
supposed to
High
be
stuff?
playing.
Like that's what doesn't matter. Like that means, hey, you're not ready to be on the field right now.
And Russell Gage also out.
Yeah,
with
Russell
a
Gage is probably out.
For
I don't
how
know, how
long?
healthy is Chris
lower
Godwin?
body injury.
Chris Godwin's not playing yet.
That's what I'm saying. He's
He had
not
torn
ready
his
yet.
ACL.
Yeah.
Mike Evans can't do anything against Lattimore. So take him.
Mike
out.
Evans left practice a week ago with a hammy, so he's always got the hammy.
They're old. They're getting old.
Tell
I
you
don't think
what,
it's serious, but
I will
he
tell you
had a
what.
hammy.
I'll tell you what. I don't care what happens to Mike Evans. That man's gonna put up 1,000 yards receiving
10 touchdowns.
and 10 touchdowns every
Book
year.
it.
You can fucking put that market
Book
down.
it.
It's gonna happen. It's I
I don't care what
I respect
injury.
that man.
I don't care what injury report he's on.
Yeah.
If he's out there,
I respect the hell out of him because
Book
he
it.
goes out there and you know exactly kind of same thing as DeAndre Hopkins. Now obviously D Hop's out, but no matter who the quarterback is to Hopkins, he's gonna get 1,000 yards receiving. He's gonna score touchdowns and he's gonna get his numbers. What are you smiling at over there?
The Saints are putting out a tweet that was looking for obviously they're looking for linebacker depth, and somebody tagged Devin White. You might as well come over to the Saints. Oh no, you know it was under the Jarvis Landry, Tyrann Mathieu pick, which is awesome. And they put that like, hey, Devin White might as well come over to the Saints. He goes, no, they hate me, I'm good. And then somebody underneath goes, yeah, fuck you, bro.
Yeah, but Devin White. Oh no, Devin White. I was thinking about because remember Patrick Queen came on here and said that he was hoping that they didn't draft him. 'Cause
Right.
He wasn't a Saints. He didn't grow up a Saints fan. Devin White's
reason-
not coming to the Saints.
No.
That-
Roquan Smith though. Oh,
he's
we're talking about
possibly
this.
Still out there.
He's out there. He's unhappy. Let's be real. he's going to get a deal with the Bears, and they're gonna figure this thing out. He's going to be with the Bears. I would love for Roquan to come to the Saints and be a linebacker, but who are we going to give up to get him?
Like, what can we possibly give up to get him?
Right. Like, this guy's a Pro Bowl linebacker. Like, this is a guy that is a very
I feel like they've spent
big
every
commodity.
dollar and every asset they have currently right now to be able to do stuff.
No doubt. Like, they're not – I would love them. They're not going to get them. They are going to have to get some linebacker depth. That's the one question mark, I think, on the Saints. They're like, we don't know. We don't know. We just don't have answers for yet. We don't have a lot of depth. Right. Like, we don't have a lot of guys. Now, the guys that we put out there are pretty good. Now, Werner got hurt. I don't love that. What are you doing over there?
Well, all of this Tampa Bay talk and all of the injuries and kind of whipping around the league with the Falcons, not a lot to think about. I was looking at Saints futures with our good friends at Caesars to see what they were to win the NFC South, plus 340. So I'm about to put a little sprinkle on the Saints.
That.
Also, the right tackle worst is the one that had cramps. Their center got carted off.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I could see this being the year where the Bucks actually win a game or two from the Saints, but the Saints actually win the division this year.
Tom Brady's due for a down year.
Yeah, good luck.
They've been saying that for 20 years, dude.
But I'm saying this is definitely his last year, right? He tried to make negotiations in order to be part owner of the Miami Dolphins, be coached under Sean Payton, and play quarterback for the Dolphins, right? Like
I think that's what the Dolphins were trying. He wasn't.
Well, it all came out as true.
I know, but
I think the Dolphins put more effort in.
Yes, I mean, the Dolphins are putting the effort to make him. That was their pitch to him.
And he didn't say no, obviously.
But he just picked up the phone.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, he's had a lot of trouble with the phone lately.
Hey, what's up?
In his past. Remember, he smashed his own phone, so Roger Goodell couldn't get it, and that got him in trouble. But I'm putting all this together as, all right, I'll retire. Instead, he ends up back in Tampa Bay because he has to play. He can't go to Miami. He can't be coached under Sean Payton. And now he's got, who's his head
Bruce
coach?
Arians.
Todd Bowles?
Todd Bowles.
No, Bruce Arians, he forced him out.
You're right.
Because once Tom Brady retired, Bruce Arians retired, and now they come back with Todd Bowles. And I just don't. Byron Leftwich, they're putting a lot of stock in him. I'm saying there's a little bit of a fall off there. Russell Gage is out.
I don't think there's a fall off.
There's no fall off because Tom's running the offense.
Yeah.
That's why there's no fall off, right? Like,
I'm just trying to put the pieces together.
I don't think there's a fall
listen,
off.
I think that there's more question marks in Tampa Bay than there has been the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I just think
100.
I
That's not
think
even.
I think that's the issue. I think that when your center's hurt and you have to and Tom understands, he's probably going to put some more pressure. Like, hey, this is my last year. I got to go out there with a bang, whatever. You can thank Adam Schefter. If he has a down year, he can thank Adam Schefter for ruining the end of his career. Because Adam Schefter fucked up the retirement speech and the retirement announcement and had to go out and be the first one, and then Tom retires for 40 days and says, you know what, I'm going to come back.
Not even be the first one. He had to say it before Tom said it.
Right. He wanted to know how good he was, and hey, I'm so connected that I'm going to say it before Tom even says it. Well, no, Tom deserves that moment, and you ruined it for him. That's what happened. And now Tom says, you know what, screw you, I'm coming back. Now, if Tom has a bad year, he's really going to blame it on you.
Schefter's been screwing up a lot lately, huh?
Yeah, Schefter is on an all-time cold streak.
Yeah, Rappaport's taking his job, not on ESPN, but as the most popular
analyst or insider.
Insider.
Yeah.
Rappaport and Palacero, right? Is that the two guys for NFL Network?
And Sal Paolantonio.
Sal Paolantonio.
No, that's
exactly who I was thinking.
Sal Paolantonio's for ESPN, though, right?
Yeah,
he works for
so is Schefter.
Right, but the other two are for NFL.
NFL Network.
NFL
yeah,
Network.
That's who they want to have the scoops. Is their own network.
Yeah, right, for sure.
You talked a little bit about the Saints and Michael Thomas and what did he do? 4 for 4 with 4 touchdowns or whatever. Do you think that there was a little rift between Sean Payton and Michael Thomas as to why?
Yeah.
I mean, there was definitely something there.
Yeah, that was definitely.
But what do you think it could have been? They're boys with the Jordan brand.
I don't know what could have been because Michael Thomas's production was at an all-time high with Sean there, and he was getting the rock. I don't know if something happened behind the scenes where he lost, Michael Thomas lost the trust of Sean Payton, or Sean Payton lost the trust of Michael Thomas. I don't know, but something obviously happened.
They didn't see eye to eye at some point, which is crazy to think too, with a guy who was literally fed the ball 140 plus times. I'm not saying it's his fault. I don't know where the fault is.
I don't know either.
But I think there was something there.
But I'm very happy that he's happy and that he's back and that he's playing really well because it is just going to be.
Just get him
it's
to
going
the
to make it
beginning
so
of the
much.
season.
It's going to make it so much more fun. I also love to see that the pictures with Jarvis and Tyron with the LSU helmet like that.
Saving it.
I know we're saving it. I know, but I still can talk about it. You know what I mean?
Tease it.
Yeah, we'll just tease it a little bit. But it's going to be like I just think that it's gonna be. I think that it's gonna be you're gonna get a lot of the LSU carryover. You have a lot of LSU fans who are obviously New Orleans fans because of the Louisiana part and whatever. But I think you're gonna get even more of the Louisiana connection, or the LSU connection, because Jarvis. You're getting Jarvis, who is one of the most beloved LSU players of all time. Tyron, one of the most beloved LSU players of all time, all going to be there. You're going to get a lot more carryover. And then I'm willing to bet that the Bengals-Saints game is the views of the Bengals and Saints game are going to be very – it's going to be the most watched game probably. It's going to be like a playoff type of game as far as like viewership goes, I would assume, based off of like who's watching it here, who's watching up there in Ohio. And, I think that – obviously,
I think nationwide. I think
Yeah,
it draws that kind of interest nationwide. Like, there's a lot of star power in that game, and there's a lot of background information
Especially
to that game.
if both teams are really good at that point.
Yeah.
Dude, you just mentioned the Bengals and Saints. Oh, shoot, I got to take this call. But I just parlayed the...
You have to take a call?
They're doing the remote. I got to set up.
I thought you were joking
I
about
just
that.
parlayed division winner Bengals and the Saints together 10 to win 123. So if you did a little, put a little teaser out there.
I like that.
Not a teaser,
I like
real
that.
straight up bet, but I'm saying it's funny that it's serendipitous. All right.
Serendipitous. Okay. Mute yourself.
Stay that way.
Don't say that way. I like when you talk. Just not when I talk. We're talking about the Saints.
Marshawn Lynch arrested with a DUI.
Marshawn Lynch got arrested
See
with
that
a
picture, by the
DUI.
way? Ooh,
Yeah.
Tough.
What's he say?
The picture of it? The
it's
mugshot?
I didn't see it.
Tough.
Rough.
Tough.
Marshawn's like, I don't know if that's
I
gonna.
feel like that's just
affect-
like an infinity stone for him. Like,
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, because he had a very great reputation. Like people loved him. I don't know if that's gonna affect it. Maybe,
no, I don't.
but
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe for
Everybody
maybe
forgets-
like for a little bit of time, so people forget about
listen,
it.
people. I mean, defensive coordinator of Alabama got a DUI. Anybody remember that?
No, did you see his presser?
Who?
The
Pete?
Yeah, he was there. Like, what's your nose?
Pizza married in brother-in-law.
Yeah, he was like
His brother is married to my sister.
So I asked him like, "You're a good recruiter. What's your recruiting page?" He's like, "I play for the best coach in America. The fuck's wrong with you?" Said it in a press conference. I was like,
Yeah, Pete. The time I've spent around Pete, he's awesome. He ain't scared. He ain't gonna back down. But yeah, people forget. Time heals all wounds for the most part, and look, I think he's gonna be fine. But let's kind of go back to college a little bit. LSU scrimmages tomorrow.
tomorrow.
You're gonna be
Is
there.
that in the stadium or is that at the
It's
practice
supposed to be in the
facility?
stadium.
I also heard the stadium turf looks awesome.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's because our boy Garth had to buy all new turf when he had the concert there. That was part of the deal.
That was part of the deal?
It's part of the deal.
Oh, that's great.
And it looks
What a deal.
awesome, dude. I heard it looks amazing.
You think
So
you still made some profit?
Huh? Yeah, what?
I mean, he sold out a
Kidding me?
102,000
That was
seat
sarcasm.
stadium. Kidding me? You're gonna be there. What time is the scrimmage?
It's supposed to be, I think, 9:45 in the morning. Because then we have a press conference with
You
Brian
gotta go
Kelly
early because
at
if not,
noon.
it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
Duh.
It still might. Yeah, so 9:45 and then approximately noon, so about 1 o'clock we'll get Coach Kelly.
Yeah, the way the weather's been set up lately, it's
Well, let's see.
The way the bank
'Cause it
account's set up
was-
is
You better get that
I
thing
checked
early.
it. Well, I checked the weather this morning and it wasn't looking good, but on the way here it looked better. Let me see if it updated anymore. It said like 30%
What-
chance at 9 a.m.
what do we hope to see?
30% chance at 9 o'clock.
What do we want to see from in the scrimmage? Like, what do you
I
want to
know
see?
we're sniffing that. It's not going to happen yet, I don't think, but we're sniffing that 6-7 day mark where they're going to start.
We're at the
dialing up,
7-day mark,
Well, they're
right?
going to start dialing up those third and long situations to kind of see who's going to separate themselves a little
So I
bit.
think over this next week,
Yeah. What I do want to see is how dominant that defensive front can be.
Yeah.
I want to see how open some of these receivers may be able to get. Maybe it doesn't really matter if they throw it or not. Honestly, I just want to see if they, are able to
Yeah.
work and actually get open, because I do think Those two things are going to be huge for the team.
And to that point is I want to see that if our light secondary, cornerback-wise, not necessarily safety-wise, can compete with our talented receivers. Because if they can compete with our talented receivers right now,
because I know where the strength is there,
and our weaknesses.
And so now I want to see what they do against.
Yeah, like how are we gonna?
What our quote unquote weaknesses.
Right. Like how?
Because I know how talented our receiver room is.
Exactly, and I want to see good football plays. And what I mean by that is I don't want to see like oh man, he threw a 50-yard touchdown pass and the guy was open by like 10 yards. Like I don't want to see that.
But yeah, but I'd like to see like zero of nobody not knowing where.
I want to see a guy. I want to see a receiver like have 1 yard of separation, have to make a contested catch. I want to see a cornerback kind of get beat, recover, and make a play. I want to see a defensive end get pressure on the quarterback, and the quarterback has great pocket movement, make out, and makes a throw. And they're like, I want to see football plays. I don't want to see like broken plays. I don't want to see, and obviously it's early on, so like you are gonna see that. But I want to see like when you see football plays, you
want
see
to see scripted plays.
You see competitive stuff.
I won't say I don't want to see them, but the off-schedule stuff right now, I'd like to see less of it.
Yes,
just be able to play the game right now.
And I want to see the offense and out of the huddle. I want to see the offense look crisp. I want to see people understand what they know their assignments. Look, it's not going to be perfect.
You want to see the opposite of last year.
Because
exactly. I just want to see. I want to see that progression.
The only way we can move the ball is broken plays, and on defense, if people don't know stuff, it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, rewind to 2020, whenever the LSU was playing Mississippi State, and you just saw hands in the air and people.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Ball.
Yeah. I want to see.
that game. That guy signed with the Saints. The quarterback that threw for 600 yards and then got benched.
Was it Will Rogers?
KJ Costello.
Oh, Costello.
But
Will Rogers was the guy that took him out.
Yeah, the guy that took
Killed
his
him?
job.
That took his spot.
But back to LSU. I'm excited. Obviously, I think everybody's excited to see the quarterbacks. Not my point, not necessarily how they throw it, but who controls the offense. Who's like the leader out there? Like I've been paying attention to. Also on the defense, like you said, the corners. Obviously, the receivers are going to win probably the majority of the snaps. Like you have somebody open at almost every play, most likely, just because that's not just against our defense though, against everybody. Just how deep our receiver room is. I'm excited to see how much Harold Perkins gets some run.
I want to see our linebackers because we've heard a lot about Harold Perkins. We've heard a lot about Greg Penn. We've heard a lot about these guys who have been have been looking really good in the linebacker room, and I want to see that. I want to see that explosiveness because we talked about it. If our front seven is as dominant as people talk about it being, and it could be,
a whole lot of offense.
What's that?
Might not see a whole lot of offense.
Right,
also,
but you're also gonna protect the secondary, and that's what I like.
That's why I said it the way I said it.
Right.
I want to see how dominant the defensive front is, and with that being said, like if I could get eyes on just our receivers getting open. It doesn't matter if the ball's thrown, right? Because we're not gonna hit the quarterback, right? So like you're not really gonna get all of that anyway. But just kind of getting to watch on that kind of lets me know what we got going on.
Like these next 10 to 12 days are going to be like these are gonna be the biggest 10 to 12 days for the quarterback room to make a decision, right? Like it's August 10th. By August 21st ish, that gives you 2 weeks, 13
pretty much
days.
for all of them. I mean, everybody that's in questionable positions.
So 2 weeks. That gives you 2 weeks before the first game of the season. Like you would like to start seeing
the finals coming up.
Yeah, here we go. Like, hey,
that's what
we're in prep for we're prepping for Florida State. We're not prepping to get ready for the season.
It's not day one. It's not day one install.
Yeah, right.
In the
that's what Denbrock said. He in his press conference. He's like, yes, it's a competition, but at a certain point, we have to have one guy that we prepare for Florida State.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I love that they understand that. Like that's what they're saying. They're being vocal about it because that's important, right? It's not, hey, this is going to be a battle up until the first day of the game. This season. No, I don't want that to be. If that's the case, then we're screwed.
Then the story probably didn't get enough snaps.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I was about to say, like, there's a reason. I mean, not to bring it back to pro football, but there's a reason right now why Deshaun Watson's still running the majority of the plays.
Which, by the way, he is playing
in the first game.
He's starting
in the first preseason game.
Friday.
But there's a reason why he's still getting the majority of the snaps.
Because they're having the massage convention. They have to keep him out of that and put him on the field.
Stop.
It is true. The massage convention was in
I
Cleveland.
do know that.
It is in Cleveland.
Stop.
It's not there
Eric
yet.
Andre Guff.
When
Let
is it?
me
When is
in.
it? When is it? Do y'all know?
That's
No.
not
Same
good.
day of the game.
You think he knows?
Had to keep him busy.
Let me stop.
I did have a question for
I
you.
think it's there for the
ridiculous.
first 6 weeks, actually.
He's gonna rotate between 43 different people.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
what was your question?
For you, obviously LSU's doing this open scrimmage, which I've never really seen before. They let the media in. Is this something that was discussed whenever you were at LSU, like in football? It's like this is obviously a closed practice. Like I'd imagine y'all did scrimmages, like leading up into the game, but it was
Yeah.
Nah,
never
they
open
didn't
to the
they didn't
media.
do that.
No, they used to keep as absolute much of it closed as possible. So no, this wasn't really a thing. I think they would kind of let you in on the beginning of it. Obviously, like the practice
not
and
a
stuff
full
you run through.
game.
Yeah, but not the full thing.
They don't let
And
us
then-
record the whole thing, but we
Yeah.
can watch the whole
Right.
thing.
You
Not
get
the
the
full
first
thing,
20.
and then kind of you would get the reports about what happened after, pretty much. But they weren't in there. If I remember correctly, they were not there throughout the scrimmage.
And what's the difference between like a practice and a scrimmage? Like, in your time, like, what's the difference between how a practice was set up and how a scrimmage is set up? I'd imagine it's a lot of, like, from what I've seen in the spring game, that's one thing I can go off of. It's like we're gonna do 2-minute red zone, and then
Well, there's
kinda
all.
best
I mean,
on
they
best.
kind of situation it all, but you no longer have the individual periods and the special team like kind of periods and stuff like that. You just run like you pretty much you stretch and it's here, kind of ready for practice.
That felt good. Sorry, I was cracking my knuckles.
Wow. So like that's kind of how it goes.
I'm curious to see how much, like we were talking about the front seven. I'm curious to see how much the run game can get going. One, because like we're figuring out the offensive line, and also we have
I expect,
three
I wanna
backs
I
see-
that are
expect it
really
not
good.
to get going tomorrow.
No,
I don't
want-
expect it to get going, but if
It's
it
gonna
does
be
get going,
7-on-7.
but
I
it'll be nice to
I
maybe
also
see a
want to
couple
see.
runs.
I also want to see how they're going to utilize
Is
the
it-
running backs in the passing game.
Is it full go though? Like, do you expect tomorrow to be full go? Like,
Yeah, they're. I mean, I'm pretty sure
they're
it's full
hitting.
tackle. They're just not going to hit quarterbacks.
that's
But,
it.
Yeah, I think everything else.
It kind of be like the spring game, but maybe a little more turned up,
Yeah, it won't be as
planned out.
vanilla
maybe.
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it still won't be what you see because they're not going to want to show that.
But nobody else is gonna.
No,
see it.
The offense and defense is going to be basic.
Okay, that's become more of what I was.
Yeah, that's what I
Super
mean.
basic.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, people are going to see it. Like, people are going to be out there. Like, if the media is open to the media, anybody can see it. Like, anybody part of the media could be there and see it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But
It's not going to be plan specific.
it's not going to
Yeah.
be on video. I get that. But, like,
But these
They're
guys
not
are
gonna
competing
have-
for
they're not gonna
jobs,
show
so they're
everything.
gonna give it a little more effort. They're competing for jobs.
well,
now.
and the spring game, yeah, it's fun, and you're playing a game, but you also have the spring game, and then you got the whole summer.
Yeah.
Now you
It's
have
game
a scrimmage, and it's like, hey, we got games coming up in a few weeks. Like,
It's nut cutting
it's
time.
ready to go.
Yeah.
It's time to go. We got to do this thing, and so they're gonna have a little more energy. I'm just happy that it's happening. It's back.
I'd
It's
like to
here.
go
These next like 2.5 weeks are
When
going
is
to move
it?
so slow.
tomorrow.
I know 9:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't think it's open to the public. I think it's open to like the
I'm
media.
media
pass
if I
people.
would like to be.
Yeah, you can. You can probably get a
Thank you.
pass.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
Yeah, you might make it.
Got the blessing.
You're gonna get some dirty looks though from regulars
Yeah.
with just your
Whoever MCs the event.
Last
just your appearance.
conversation.
They don't like us young ones.
Yeah.
Last conversation on the college game before we kind of shifted back to NFL, and baseball. You have an asinine, I think it's asinine, hypothetical. I hate hypotheticals in football. Why don't you go ahead and ask the tell the whole
Yeah, I don't like
class.
this question either.
Tell the whole class what you're thinking about.
Oh boy.
Been called on. I didn't do the reading.
You know
You
want
exactly
me
Yeah,
what
to-
no,
you're
I'm
talking
trying to think when you're called on in class, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't.
Come on, Anthony Rizzo us.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Trey Morgan, 35 jacks, freshman rookie year.
Same guy.
Hypothetical. We talked about this a little bit on the Colada show, and this is I spurned the idea because a lot of it is based on what happened last year. Obviously, LSU from 2020 to 2021, a lot of pressure on Edo and how the first game had a massive importance because it was nationally televised. LSU was a brand. You want to see them win. And so LSU, UCLA, I was kowtowing for LSU as a must win. For LSU to beat UCLA in the first game. Is this boring you?
Nope.
Okay. Eyes up here.
Stand up.
Stand up. And so for this year, because Brian Kelly kind of not in the exact same vein, because Edo's nuts were on the line. Like you knew that it was a hot ass seat. But for Brian Kelly, would you rather see him win the Florida State game and lose the first conference game against Mississippi State, or the latter, which is lose to Florida State, first game of the year, new tenure, and all of this momentum coming into the game, LSU probably stops being on this tear of, hey, their first week, hands down, please, I'll take questions at the end. Hands down, has to be able to win probably his first game for LSU to continue to be kind of this brand in which they want to roll out on an ESPN platform in New Orleans. And so I was wondering which game is more important to win if you had to pick one, Florida State or Mississippi State.
Now,
hands? Anybody? Mr. Mahtook in the
yes.
front?
Okay. So I will say this. I don't like hypotheticals because I think, now my answer to this would be, I think it's more important to win that first game, to beat Florida State. Now, my reasoning for that kind of goes with, like, it's not because I think that they have to win one or the other. I know it's your hypothetical. But the reason why I picked that and the reason why I hate hypotheticals is because I think if you beat Florida State and you win that first game and you show that, like, hey, this is a whole different team, they go ahead and I think that you beat Florida State, Mississippi State is not – you're not going to lose to Mississippi State. You're going to beat Mississippi State, right? But that's why I think that it's important for the first one to win. I don't think that I don't think you win one and lose the other, right? It's a hypothetical. I get it. But I think Florida State is the most important one.
I'll go the other one for two reasons. One, a Mississippi State fan commented on our TikTok saying we have no shot. So I hope we beat Mississippi State by 56 motherfucking points.
Let me tell you one thing about Jack. He's very vindictive.
He's got receipts.
And then two, just because it's like the second one. I think if you have to pick between winning one, I would rather win the second one because that most likely means you improved some kind of way.
So I'll take the second one. I'd rather beat Mississippi State.
I thought you were gonna say first. I really.
And the reason, and my reason for being this is because in the capsule of a whole season, if we look back at it and say they lost to Florida State, but then they did whatever else they needed to do throughout the rest of the year, that's less to be able to hold against you as a team.
I agree with that. But the only reason why I say Florida State is, and I think it's because I'm cheating on this, because I think that if you beat Florida State, you're not losing to Mississippi State. You know what I mean? Like, I think you win that first game of the season, like, you're not losing to Mississippi State. Like, you're just not. It's not going to happen. I think that the team's going to realize that they're a lot better than, or people are going to realize, and the team's going to realize, like, we are as good as we think we are. This is, like, Mississippi State is not going to.
Yeah, that's a
I
cheating
feel
answer.
what you're saying,
Yeah,
and I think that's.
But it's a hypothetical. I'm cheating in this hypothetical.
I think you should feel that way within the building. I'm not sure you can look at it that way outside of the building.
And
You definitely can't look at it for this hypothetical question.
What?
Or that.
You can't look at it for this hypothetical.
No, I know.
One
Of course,
I'm
Mike,
cheating.
the optimist is like, well, let's just win both.
I'm cheating. I'd rather win the first one because I think it's the first. It's on national TV. It's the first game that Brian Kelly's there, and, like, you want to have a good
I love that. I love the thought of it too, but that's for me. That's like saying it's the season. It's
right.
not.
No, I get it.
It's great.
I get it.
It'd be great if they win it.
But
I don't think it means more.
Let's just win. Yeah,
Let's just
win
win
them
them.
all.
It's not even a thing, right? Like, let's just be honest with you. Like, if they lost the first game and won the rest of the schedule out, what meant more?
All right. No doubt.
I understand that.
I get that.
But and I think you're going to be in alignment with me here, is that the momentum in the building and what they've done, they're bought into what Brian Kelly's preaching right now, which I think is super important considering what they just came off of. So just a first 1 week win would be monumental for the confidence.
It would be great, but
then if you lose
it's not the
Mississippi
end
State
of
2
it.
weeks later, where's that momentum at?
Because
that's fine.
Because
wait.
wait. No, because he made a great point in saying if you lose to Mississippi State 2 weeks later, what does it mean? In the sense of
lost to an SEC team. That's fine. You're not trying to win the West.
So we got
Yes, you are.
No, yeah, you
Trying
are.
to.
Yeah, you are.
But then you got to go right back to
But that's my point. All right, this is our first game together. This is our first SEC game together. These are the ones that mean more. Let's call it spade a spade. These mean more. So, all right, we boat race this team and say at the end of the year that team's 7-5, and we lost to this team, and at the end of the year that team's 7-5. Which one hurts you more? Probably the
one
SEC
you
loss.
The SEC one because the SEC lost.
Definitely the SEC loss because it counts more in your conference.
Right, but all things created equal, I would imagine that let's get this thing rolling in terms of camaraderie, staff.
Yeah, that'd be great, but you're asking me to choose one. I 100% agree with that. But if you're asking me if I would rather win that game or the other one, give me the second one because I know it means more. They all come to schools like this because they want to play in the SEC.
Also, and you're saying the momentum is they lose 2 weeks later, there goes all your momentum right before Auburn.
I get that. I get what you're
No,
saying.
I mean they're gonna lose.
They're going to beat both of these teams, hopefully. But
Yes.
in this hypothetical, I would pick.
In my
I'd pick
over under
second.
of the games this year, they beat both of these teams.
Yeah, you're
So Mikey
8-0.
just
No, it's
and
not
Mikey
8-0.
sees it as a
Hey, we were the
if
same
we beat
number.
one of them, we for sure beat the other one. So
We were the same number. We were the same number. We both had 9-3.
I'm just saying, we're going 15-0.
I don't understand how we're losing a game.
Boy, I would love that.
Who's the quarterback? Don't know.
Don't know. Don't
Don't
care.
matter.
Don't matter.
LSU
Put 'em
by
out there.
50.
Just roll the balls out.
I would love that. I would love to go 15.
Miles
That'd be
Brennan,
great.
Nuss, my Daniels, don't matter.
Don't
LSU
matter.
by 21.
Oh man.
He knows all the words.
What did you watch Hard Knocks?
Hard Knocks was great.
It was awesome.
I have not
Yeah, it
watched
was
it.
great
So
last
don't.
night.
I mean, you can talk about how good
My
it was.
cousin calls me to be
wait,
part of it,
Wait,
but
speaking of which, the in-season Hard Knocks is going to be the Cardinals, which how,
Yeah,
interesting,
that
how
actually
interesting
is-
is that coming
that
off
I
the,
actually
that's
love that.
great.
Yeah, I actually want to. I really want to see
great.
that one.
It's coming off the
But
Kyler
no, this one was
contract
really
stuff.
good. Hey, coach, let me just tell you right now.
I'd play for Dan Campbell.
I'll tell you this because you've probably already seen a clip of it already. They did up downs before practice.
Kelvin Shepard's doing it. We got to get him on
The whole
show.
coaching staff did. Yeah, we're gonna get Shep on the show. Yeah, we're gonna get Shep on the show.
He got some screen time, boys.
Yeah, he did. He got a lot of screen.
lot
Like the
of
coaching
screen
staff
I
got a
hate
lot of
that I
screen
didn't.
time.
I don't have HBO Max.
I have a login. You can use my login.
Let's go.
Wait, listen. They did
HBO,
up
if you're
downs before
listening, don't
practice,
suspend my
Mikey.
account.
Yeah, it's fine.
I counted because
That's
well,
Netflix.
they were counting too. So I kind of like, as this thing kept going, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Can you guess how many up downs they did before practice?
100.
No, that'd be ridiculous.
50
25.
40 up downs.
Oh, that's a lot.
in full pads.
Yep.
Full uni.
Oh my god.
With your head coach doing them with
Head
you.
Helmet
coach
on?
and show.
Helmet on. And you can tell like there's dudes like in the video that they give you, the screenshot that they show you, there's dudes like in the back that are like crawling to their feet, standing up and then going back
Dude,
down.
that's brutal.
40 up down.
Then you gotta go practice.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell did it, and so did the D coordinator. Did it with the whole defense.
So did Kelvin.
Well, I think all
So
of them
did
did.
Kelvin.
I
All
think
the
I say all.
Did-
A lot of them did.
Is it selling you on?
No. You know why it's not either? Because I'm gonna just tell you, you can go see it. When you see it, you're gonna laugh at it. It's like it's entertaining, right? Like this is an entertaining group. They got some entertaining coaches. They got some entertaining players. They get to individuals where it's literally just like receiver get ball, one-on-one tackling. Bro, they didn't make a tackle. Hey, Jared Goff is just literally just slicing up the defense like left and right. I'm like, yeah, the Lions gonna line. It's not
Hey,
very good.
My favorite
Hey, they're gonna be
thing.
the most motivated team in the
Motor
league.
City
favorite-
Dan, baby.
My
feel
favorite
motivated
thing
without
on
motor.
Hard Knocks is you get to watch the Hard Knocks and everybody sees a guy and then they draft him in fantasy higher than they should be because they saw him on Hard
DJ
Knocks,
Chark.
or they saw they do something and like, damn, Hard Knocks, or they think they're gonna be good and do like make some bets. It's Hard Knocks. It's and they're made to look better, and yeah, like it's awesome. They do it. It's a very well produced show.
You gotta
It's
see.
like
bro.
you're not seeing those things. I can't. I'm gonna watch it.
Shoot me a text once you see that one-on-one segment. It's the funniest.
I'm gonna
thing.
watch it. I don't know if I can watch it tonight. I'm gonna watch it though.
When you watched it, we talked about this.
They moved the scrimmage to like the regular practice facility, not Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna
it's
be
easier to go
inside.
indoors if it rains.
Yeah.
We still get the whole coverage.
Gambit.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say if Dan Campbell was, I guess you kind of had it with Les Miles, but that kind of practice first day, even in college, when it's like, bro, we're starting off with 40 up downs, like the way he is trying to motivate the team, especially if you're, I mean, you've been a professional in Major League Baseball, like when you go out there, like this is what we're doing, this is high school shit, like what are we doing out here? Like how much buy-in do you have to have for like?
I'll
We talked
say
about
this.
winning week 1. If you're
Yeah.
the Detroit Lions, this
No,
shit better work.
You're asking a great question, and I'll say this: what you saw him do, I would imagine there was probably the entire roster of dudes was thinking that. But when you hear him talk after, I think he won a lot of dudes over with what he said after. I'll be straight up honest about that.
It moved you.
In a sense of like it's rare to find in professional sports, not just football, any professional sport, of coach to player or telling you, hey, you're gonna do this, and not explaining to you why you're going to do it. That's rare. So usually when that happens, you get a lot of resistance because dudes are like, why am I doing this? Like, what do you mean? No, they're just gonna do this. I got to do this. Well, just got to do this, and that's just kind of how it goes. A lot of places, that wasn't the case here. So I do think
it's Herman Boone and.
I do think
the Titans
they went
were doing
through
up
yeah,
downs like fourth quarter.
They went through the practice, and it wasn't the best of practices. And I would imagine there was a lot of thoughts like that. And then he spoke to him after about how he felt about it and why. And I think he won a lot of dudes over.
Because in the NFL, it feels like there's not a lot of former players. Like the NBA has a lot of former players that are coaches, so they relate to them. Dan Campbell, obviously, like 12, 15-year vet.
I think you.
No, NFL has a lot of former but this staff is like.
All of them.
I'm talking
and like
about
dudes
this
that played and
recently.
well, not just recently for a sizable career too. Like I want to say Shep's probably the least tenured player on the team. He's played 8 years in the league.
Yeah, I mean, look at Titans. You have
They got Mark Brunell as a quarterback coach.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They got Aaron Glenn as the defensive coordinator. He played 15 years in the league.
Yeah.
The offensive line coach played like 12 years in the league. They got.
He'll build a staff that can play.
Coach.
Wow.
The running back, Deuce Staley is the running backs coach.
Wow.
Like, I'm telling you, Shep's like, they introduced pretty
athletes.
much the entire coaching staff, and Shep's like the least tenured one, and he's got 8 years in the league. Like,
Wow.
it's a very, very veteran.
I didn't know they had all those guys.
And the only thing that scares me about staffs like that, though, I'll be completely honest about staffs like that. The only thing that scares me about staffs like that is, are you willing to adapt with the times?
Yeah. Stuck in your ways. This is how we did it.
This is how we did it.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah
Up
blah blah.
downs.
Which is, those are whatever. Dude, they're not gonna hurt anyone. Blah blah blah. But when you do have a staff that is that entrenched in that much experience, are you going to adapt with what's going on today? So like that's the only thing that scares me about staffs like that. But it is pretty cool to see though.
I'm gonna watch it. I love Hard Knocks. I think it's the best thing NFL Films. NFL Films does it.
Yeah.
In season with the
And
Cardinals.
as you
That's
said, in season with the
unbelievable.
Cardinals.
That's great.
Kyler Murray's
Firm.
just going to be at a computer studying.
What are y'all's feelings on?
No, independent. You can't put video on that.
What do y'all?
That's probably why they put the clause in the contract.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to have NFL Films inside. Like, we're going to know if you're what you
Check
do.
it out. Check it out.
I know. That's why I'm telling you.
They tried to sneak
murky
that in.
water.
What are y'all's feeling on joint practices?
I
love
love
them.
joint
I
practice.
think-
I love them. I think that's
Love
probably what they get the most burn out of anything that they're doing. And I love them because they're fantastic.
How?
I love practicing joints. Wait, what?
How many people is Trevor Penning fighting?
That's what I'm getting to. The Saints play the Packers. The Saints have a joint practice with the Packers next week. You have
Ayahuasca?
two guys, one guy on offense, Trevor Penning, who's fighting his own teammates right now, right? Which when he's going to go against another team, he's going to be
A menace.
times 50 of what he's doing now. Then you got CJ GJ on the other side, who is
the best shit talker in the league.
the best in the league, and the ones
best
who
mouse in the league,
and the best guy at not getting penalties and getting on the other guy, right? So you got two guys who are going to be all up in their shit the entire practice. I cannot wait.
I wish there was one day, I wish there was a HBO type of just mic CJ GJ up for the season.
They have to.
Let me hear him for the year.
That's got to be coming.
I mean,
Well,
Trevor Penning's going to have. He may get kicked out of the practice.
Do you not remember, the NFL Films, I feel like Mike's almost everybody up every game. That's how they get all of their content.
Well, they have the sideline mic too.
Yeah, they have that
Yeah.
big dish too. They've run that.
Yeah,
for a
because
long time.
the Mason Rudolph.
Which I wish they did that for.
Garrett
I wish they did that
scandal.
for all sports.
But what I'm saying is, like you do.
They do. Those bases are mic'd up.
No, but they don't
Yeah,
do it
don't
like they do
use
in the
it.
NFL.
Yeah, not like the NFL.
They don't do it like they do in the NFL. They need to do it in all sports. But I'm saying, if there was a straight up show, you get Hard Knocks, right? But a real show of this is what's actually going on.
Right.
during the game.
Uncensored.
Oh my God, the ratings on that would be out of the just through the solar system. It would be ridiculous.
James Webb.
I wouldn't even watch real football. I'm just gonna watch it on here.
If they did do a version of the
They need to
NFL
do
game
that.
where it was,
NFL game.
Yeah, a baseball for sure is probably the easiest one to do. Golf would also be
That's what I mean.
very
I think
easy.
they should. How great is it in golf when the guy hits a shot?
I don't know, I missed out.
Spieth is the best one because Spieth.
And Michael Greller, his caddy.
Oh yeah. But of course, you went to the caddy. You knew the caddy's name, but Spieth is like he'll hit a shot and he'll have a full-on conversation about what they thought about, why it didn't work, what happened. Like acts like a real golfer. Like it's very relatable. But they always catch him on the mic, right? And like that, people love that because it's like, damn, this is relatable. Like that's why I thought the All-Star game was so cool when Manoa was talking to.
That was cool.
When he was talking about when he was talking with Smoltz,
he was talking pitch sequence with him.
How he was doing it, what he was thinking, why he was doing it, and then did it and struck out the side. I'm like, damn, like that shit's fucking awesome. And like they should do that more. They should do that shit in basketball. Listen to them talk shit to each other on the court. Hey, you can't hold me. I'm about to go right. I'm about to go right. And he goes right and he fucking yams it in someone's face and talk shit down the court. Like that stuff, I want to see that. You know?
I want to see Anthony Edwards mic'd up on a basketball court.
You saw it with the Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, he did.
No, I'd rather see
You'll
Patrick Beverly.
You'll make a great
Patrick
step.
Beverly too. But like, I think that would be. What are we doing over there?
Still working on double time.
Okay.
Double timing.
Okay.
My bad.
Earning your money. Earning all of it. I think that would be something that NFL, obviously NFL has kind of done. I think, what?
Too brute?
I would imagine, too, that's something that they don't want to. As great as it would be, it would take away from watching the classic NFL football game. Because I would imagine the majority
you do it after. I think what they do.
If you do it after, you're not gonna do all 15 games or every game you know what I mean? Like there's finding a way to do it.
I don't think you do every game full game, but I think that you have
game of the week.
You have that footage and you do it, or like I think baseball should do it where you have NFL films. Do they have MLB films?
Right.
I don't think so.
No, they don't.
You know what I mean? Like they don't have MLB. Like do they have NBA films? No. Like you should be able to do that because that's the stuff that people want. Like that's the stuff that is it's basically giving you to be able to do that would basically give you the courtside version that basketball gives you of going to a basketball game. Right.
I think that'd be something cool for like the off season, like when you're not playing football, like in the football season, you just release one a week. Yeah. And you just get to go like from the game.
Well, that's what the XFL's for. XFL's gonna be in the off season. That's where you get your football fix. In the XFL.
No, they got to not do it in the off season because that's what keeps this time where everyone's so entrenched in waiting for football. That keeps the hunger there.
Yeah. Speaking of
if you think about it, that's why people are quote unquote off baseball because it's so long. There's so many games. You play so much.
Right.
They play so long. Like if you played baseball once a week, which you can't do because you just wouldn't be able to get the same quality out of it. But if you played baseball once a week, people would live for that baseball game on the weekend. Yeah. Like you do when you watch a playoff
game. If you
LSU
did
baseball, like you watch a playoff game.
Even if baseball was 5 days a week, you had 2 days off. I mean, you're not going to do that, but like people would be more prone to
but we've spoke about this before. Like it's as great as that sounds, it's just the logistics of actually playing it like that is not very because here's the thing, like if I get hot, you don't want a day.
Don't let me get hot. Oh. What happened?
Got a great idea from Cody Boudreaux in the chat. We should do a clubby pick'em every week, and then we're able to pick against the spread with the squad. For NFL games.
Instead of a fantasy league, or just do that?
I would rather gamble than do fantasy. I'm so done with fantasy, but I'm playing one more time.
I'm
good with whatever. So you want to do a clubby pick'em like with the group?
But we're going against the spread.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Me too. And then this is how maybe we can incorporate Caesars, maybe give away a couple tickets, maybe some...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah,
maybe some Saturday wrist bracelets.
There's a lot of red tape you have to get through with Caesars a little bit. They have a lot of regulations. They have a lot of regulations. They have to stay on the up.
The FCC won't.
We can figure that out. I do like that. I think that's the easiest way to do it. Like, don't have a fantasy. It's every week. You have different... And you're talking about not a survivor pool. You're talking about just a week to week.
Winner from the week before.
We'll keep a record on it on the year, but
On top of that, we don't even have to do it. I have a guy who's in the chat, Josh Breeze, wants to be a moderator of Mik'd Up, and so he'll be able to tally up everything and keep up with the daily pick'em.
People helping people. Mark it down. Boom. Count it.
Hey.
Love that.
Yeah, got to line up at 9.
Love that.
We
love
can
that.
play.
Okay, Cody,
I
thank
see you working, Cody.
Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, we're gonna take like a
Big
minute.
mushroom guy.
Did he want you to out him like that?
He types it all the time. We talk about it.
I was like, Jesus.
He types it in the chat?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, Cody.
Same as he said.
Cody don't care.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a minute break,
Oh.
regroup. Well, no, we're coming back. We had an hour of straight conversation. Let's give our sponsors some loves because we love them, they love us. What happened?
No, just say
I thought you were gonna say something. Okay, we're gonna
Serving
take
it
1
up.
minute break. You're watching Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Mik'd Up is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Today's show is brought to you by Dos Equis. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate, check out Dos Equis mini kegs. Hold 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out. Become the life of the party. You're welcome. Today's show is brought to you by Dos Equis. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate, check out Dos Equis mini kegs. Hold 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out. Become the life of the party. You're welcome. Our What's for Lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Maybe the best burger in town. If you're not looking for lunch, you're looking for dinner, go check out Doe's Eat Place. They have unbelievable choice of meats. They have unbelievable tamales. They have a great atmosphere, great vibes. If you're looking for a homey Louisiana type of atmosphere, but you're looking for high quality food, Doe's Eat Place is your spot. Go in the back bar, sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, watch some games, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the vibes. Check out Doe's Eat Place, the best place in Baton Rouge to get your meats. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Lloyd is fired up. I'm fired up. I told you, it was a big day, a lot of energy coming in today. You get a lot of us, no guest. It's okay. You don't need guests.
Cocaine's legal
Whoa.
What?
in the studio.
Whoa.
Huh?
Wow. Oh,
That's not happening
my mic's
either.
on. Oh.
Yeah, that's not true.
Off-air conversation.
That's
Y'all
not
don't
true.
believe half the shit. Lloyd
Yeah,
says.
don't. When he says stuff, it's not.
Nah,
He's not a representation of us.
I can't tell you what he goes home and does, but when you say don't believe what he says.
Yeah, let's not.
I can see his screen. It doesn't have that double Z on it, right?
I'm not sleeping.
Before we get back to football, let's talk a little bit about
Us.
America's pastime,
Golf.
baseball. We can talk a little golf too. Cam Smith made it official.
Legend.
$100 million to leave the PGA Tour and go to the LIV Golf Tour.
Does he get to keep the
Congratulations.
trophy forever?
Yes, forever.
Just took off with
And they're suing the PGA Tour and the whole
They're
deal.
going to win. My dad and I were talking about that today.
LIV's going to win?
Yeah, it's
Liv-
an antitrust violation. You can't create a monopoly. If anybody, Business 101. Duh. Read a
Well,
book.
Boy, that's going to be...
A debacle.
This is great for golf.
PGA Tour's in.
Hey, this
they're
is
struggling.
great.
This is not a good time for him right now.
This is
man.
great for golf. I think this is great for golf. I disagree with that. Not necessarily it's not a good time for PGA Tour. I think the PGA Tour.
No. I don't mean just like monetarily. I mean they're like, holy shit, we're gonna have to find ways to make this more enticing for players.
That's why I think it's good for the tour. I think it's great for golf because there's a lot more eyeballs on golf.
Yeah.
Because everybody why do people love the NBA so much? Obviously, there's
Charles
talented,
Barkley.
unbelievable talent. It is, but it's a little bit of a
It's a show.
reality TV show.
It's a show.
Right? Like everybody is blasting everybody. You have a lot more fashion. Jesus Christ.
Pause.
It's
Wait.
fashion forward. It's more of like it's in like
Hey,
the current culture of the world, whatever.
Sun's still up.
But that's why like it's a lot of drama. There is a ton of drama in golf, and now you have a lot of people watching it, and you have a lot of young guys who are playing in golf and they're making their name and they're moving and going from different tours, and now you have the LIV Golf Tour just throwing out money to everybody, and so
anybody, come on, you can get this.
I mean, I think it's going to be good for golf. I think the PGA Tour is a much needed shake up. Like they needed this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good for the guys saying, "Hey, screw it, I'm gonna go get my money," and then they're gonna sue and they're gonna get their way.
It's gonna be a lot more money divvied out than what they ever had to do in the past. They're
suing because they want to play in the they want to be qualified for the FedEx Cup, right? That's the only reason they're suing.
They're suing because the PGA Tour had a monopoly on golf, which is they had essentially an unspoken contract of how they can manipulate what the purse is worth and how much they can pay their golfers because there was no other tour. But just like the NFL or just like the NCAA, that lost their antitrust lawsuit where there has to be competitive leagues that are allowed to do the same sport. You can't have a monopoly over something that anybody can do. There's no, the Donald Trump small potatoes 30 for 30, he won the antitrust lawsuit. He got awarded $1. But that said, it proved the fact that you're not allowed to have I guess it's called horizontal monopolies is what it is, wherever you can just keep building these things, but it's only under your umbrella. You have to be able to, unless you buy it, which is what kind of the LIV Tour is going after. It's you can't own golf. Golf is just a sport.
Right.
And so that's why they're going after the PGA Tour, and that's why they're going to win. But it's just a matter of how much the monetary value will be.
Well, I don't think they're trying to win because of the monetary value. I think they're trying to win.
They're trying
to
establish exactly. That's what Donald Trump was going to do. Which they got in your safe, Donald. Good luck with all
that's
that.
A whole.
That's a debacle. I know. I'm just saying. But I'm saying they probably found his USFL contract in there. But that's what they were going after. It was Roger Goodell that did it. But that was his point of suing, was to say look, I'm trying to establish a precedent in terms of what is allowed and what isn't. You can't own football.
Right. So what's going to happen is if LIV Golf Tour wins, right, the lawsuit, which we all think they are going to win. What does that mean for the players on the LIV Golf Tour? That means they get to go play in the PGA Tour. They're not allowed. The PGA Tour can't say no. You're not allowed to play in our tournaments anymore, or you're not allowed to qualify for the FedEx Cup.
It'll be the opposite. I'd imagine they're allowed to do anything that you want within golf because it's all.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So LIV Golf Tour would be available to go. All these players that left the tour are still able to play on the tour.
Absolutely, that's what I think it would be. But it would become, for the major standpoint, that's still all individual.
Right. No, I know that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
right.
that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to play at Augusta. They want to play in the.
They want to play less golf, make more money, and play for the majors.
This is ideal for any golfer. I mean, blood money, whatever, sports
everyone
watching.
We're not talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That's old news.
Yeah.
This is a case of shit. This is a way better deal than what the PGA is offering. Now the PGA is having to escalate what it offers because we have competition, and so that's what the antitrust lawsuit is about. I've read zero on it, but that's what I assume.
You've read zero?
None.
I know nothing about it.
Your dad has read something and regurgitated the information to you.
We just rode to the dealership today. I had to bring his car to get an oil check, and we talked about it.
Oh, y'all made made amends.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Very welcome.
Good advice from you.
Did I give you some advice?
Yeah, be friends with your family.
I'm glad. That's
when you're here, your family.
That's very good advice. Very good advice. No, but look, I love golf. I was supposed to play tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to anymore because of the weather. But I do love it. I think that the players should get paid more. I think that you want all the top players to play in the same.
Cam Smith just left.
Right. But we'll see. But America's pastime, other pastime, not golf. You can't call golf America's pastime because it didn't originate in America.
Yeah, it's not ours.
All right, it's not ours.
And that's why the LIV Tour it's getting a lot of international golfers. I'm just gonna stay home.
Right.
don't have to go over there.
But baseball, there's a lot of quirky things right now in baseball. One, we are in August, right? This is the boring time of baseball, right? It's August, it's hot, it's whatever. Games are about to really start to matter. Aaron Judge balled out, is still balling out, hit another homer. So he's still doing his thing. You have Cade Doughty, got his first professional hit yesterday. Gervais,
Paulie G,
struck out. He got moved up. Now he's been
struck out.
I'm gonna finish. He's been shoving since he got drafted. Since he's been playing, he was in short season, got moved up to full season A ball, single A. His first outing in A ball, struck out the side, 1 inning, 3 punchies. Shout out to him, friend of the show. He's doing it. He's doing what I anticipated him doing. He is a big, tall guy who has kind of a funky delivery, who has some juice on his fastball, and he's got a lot more in the tank. And I think he touched 96 in his last outing. Like, he's got a lot more left in the tank. He's a guy who's going to shoot up the organizations, and they're gonna push him as fast as he can because he's a little older, and he's doing that. Also, the big question, though, the big thing I want to talk about.
Pete Rose.
No.
No.
The Pirates have a player on their team. His name is Rodolfo Castro. Slides into third base. Nice head first slide.
Nice slide. Good
Nice
slide.
Great slide. Beats the throw. Gets there. He's getting up. He's dusting himself off. He's about to give his third base coach a slap on the hand. All of a sudden, something falls out of his pocket. What is it that falls out of his pocket? You may ask.
Big bag of steroids.
His cell phone.
Not a scouting report.
Not his little card.
Not his little sliding
Not
pad.
a can of dip. Not some gum.
Not a batting glove.
Not seeds. No.
Little mitt.
His cell phone. Which tells me, now, I should have probably done more research. And I'm sure we could do this probably right now. I don't know if he's been playing the whole game. I would doubt that he was in the game the entire game with a cell phone on. It seems like he was probably came off the bench. And he was probably living in the locker room, back and forth. Hey, team's out on the field. Let me go up to the clubhouse.
Doing a little Calvin Ridley.
Let me go in the clubhouse.
Even if he started though,
he's on the WhatsApp. He's on WhatsApp because all the guys from not America, they use WhatsApp because it's easy for them to communicate with everybody back home. So he's probably texting on WhatsApp. Puts the phone in, probably snapping. Puts the phone back in his pocket. Doesn't remember that it's in his pocket. Goes down there. They say, hey, you're going to come in, either pinch run, pinch hit, whatever. And he goes in there and forgets it's in there and then slides and falls out. The best part is the reaction of the third base coach.
Oh, it's the best.
Third
base coach was so embarrassed. He wanted nothing to do with, kind of like dad to son, like, I can't believe this is happening right now. I don't want to be a part of this. I have to take this before it gets way too awkward.
He wanted to take the phone and throw the ball into the third deck of the stadium.
That phone was like hot lava. He didn't want to touch it.
I don't know. I mean, what is the fine for that? Like, what's the... I hope now...
Reasonable.
The Pirates being the Pirates and not being a very well-run, probably they don't have a lot of experience on their team. I would imagine they don't have Kangaroo Court. Do you know what Kangaroo Court is?
Yes.
Okay. For those of you who don't know what Kangaroo Court is.
Courts amongst your peers.
It's a court amongst your peers, and it is run by veterans on the team.
On and off the field.
On and off the field. And so what happens is it is a way for your team to self-police itself. All right, I said that right. That's redundant. It's a way for your team to self-police and hold each other accountable while also having fun. So what happens is you assign fines to the offender, right? Whatever, based off of that. Let's say some guy shows up on the road and shorts to the field. That's a no-no. Like, you're not being well represented. You're not, hey, that's a fine. You are getting fined $100. Let's say
you have to write the fine down. You have to write who were the witnesses.
Yep. The
people that saw it. And you have to call out, obviously, the person that did it.
And you put it in the Kangaroo box. So you put it in there. That's how
real.
Oh, yeah.
This is how it works.
It's like one of the best 5 to 6 days of the season.
Yeah, it's the best.
When
so
it
you
happens.
put it in there. Let's say you're on the field.
You read them every year.
You don't sit up a little bit higher than everybody
else?
It's
the best. You usually take the funny guy on the team.
The veterans are on they're
the
on
high
the table.
court.
Yeah.
The funny veteran is the guy reading the fines, and it's
And so, let's say you're a guy who pinch ran for another guy and slid into third base and dropped his phone in the middle of the game on a last place team and on TV. You're probably going to get fined a significant amount of money. And so you're going to put that in there and you're going to get fined. And there you go. So you go through all these different things.
There is max fines too. So
there's max fines. Like, there's a whole bunch. But the beauty of it is you have a day where you say, okay, now usually halfway through and the end of the season. You usually have 2 parts of the season where you do it. So you say, okay, you go through and you read your fines. And you read through and you go through it. And they say, Jared, what do you have to say? What is your reason behind this fine? Do you contest this fine? And you have to get up. If you want to contest it, which don't contest it. Because you get worn out if you contest it. But if you contest the fine, you have to have a reason on why it happened, why you did it, and whatever. And usually what happens is you contest the fine, you have to pay more money.
But it doesn't mean you get off.
Usually it means you have to pay more money.
Does not mean you get off.
But what happens is you go through it, and it's a way for everybody to have fun. And people get butthurt about it, but it's just fun. Like everybody's laughing, but it's a way to bring the team together. And all of that money, that fine money gets put in a pool, and we take it, and you have a team party.
Yeah.
And so you get to, it's like, you
get to go to tip it.
And now I've noticed too, like usually the better teams that you're on, usually it happens to be you'll get the manager, you'll get the pitching and hitting coach, you'll get the trainer. Everybody's a part of this. So everyone gets to know the dumb shit you do, and sometimes they're in there too. Like, hey, our manager did this. Hey, the trainer did this. Like, yeah.
Nobody's safe.
It's like the Batman movie.
Oh, nobody's safe.
Who's the guy that wears the mask?
Bane.
No, he spills the poison, and he makes the. It's a Batman 1. Have you ever?
Two-Face?
No.
Scarecrow?
Scarecrow. He's the head of the Kangaroo Court in Batman. When he makes him walk across the ice. This is what y'all were doing.
But it's fun. It's awesome. Now, some teams don't do it. Usually the teams that don't do it aren't very...
so the Pirates probably don't do it.
Probably don't do it. They probably don't do it. But,
the plank.
It's usually a veteran guy who does it. He's fun.
Usually younger and or just less personality are the teams you usually get to not do it.
Yeah, there's no real organization on, like, this is how we do things. Did y'all, any team that you played on that didn't have it, and the teams that you did, who was the head of, do you mind spilling?
So, in Detroit, in 17 we had it in Detroit, and the leader of that was Kinsler. So, Ian Kinsler was the one, and Mikie would be at the top, but Kinsler was the one reading out the fines and going through. And then after that, 18 and 19, we did not have it. We were a young team. We had a Kangaroo Court, I think, for my years in Tampa. We had Kangaroo Court when I first got drafted, like when I first came up to the minor leagues, but we didn't have it a ton of minor leagues because it's hard to find a lot of people in the minor leagues.
I've seen. You usually have guys with gavels. That happens.
Yes.
Guys with robes.
With the robes?
With the
robe.
The wig.
Yeah. It's a real thing. It's a great thing. It's the
best.
And
you know it. And they say, hey, we're having Kangaroo Court.
Lord, you would be so mind blown at some of the stuff that gets put in there too.
And it's not on the field stuff either. It doesn't have it could be off the field.
You're almost better really not having on the field stuff. It's usually in the dugout, BP, trips, what you did last night in the bar or something like that.
That's how you know y'all are together.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all are hanging out. That's chemistry.
We had a Kangaroo Court, Alexi Ramirez. Remember Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop for the White Sox? And so he was with Tampa for the end of the year in 15 or 16. And we were coming back from Toronto. And you have to go, even though you're flying private, you still have to go through customs in Toronto, right? They go through all your stuff, then you got to go through the airport to get back on the flight, whatever, right? It's a little bit more strict than if you went through, when you're flying in the States and you're going through your flight, there's no going through security. They go and they do whatever. So you can wear whatever you want, do whatever you want. Alexi Ramirez is dressed from head to toe in... it's not Gucci. What's the gold? It's a lot of gold.
Prada.
Versace. He was dressed head to toe in Versace stuff, right? And then he had 7 chains, gold chains on, with watches.
He used to play with those too.
Hey, this dude was
in the pocket.
You could hear him going down the first base line.
Yeah, you could hear him walking down, right? And so now he has to go through customs. He's the first one that we have through customs. He's 10 years, so he has to go through, and he walks right through the metal detector thinking nothing was going to happen. So he gets stopped, has to come all the way back, takes off all of his stuff,
mind
has to
you,
take
he-
off his shoes because he's got like gold stuff in his shoes.
Mind you, he's played umpteen years
Yeah.
with the White Sox and has gone to Canada. He's done this. It's not new.
So he takes them off, goes back through, gets stopped again because he didn't take off all of his watches. So he takes it off. It was like a 15, 20-minute debacle. And we're like,
Debacle.
we're literally like waiting. We're like, dude, it's almost 1 a.m.
TSA
We're
pre-check.
ready to get out of here. Like, let's just go. And he takes forever. And I don't know who yelled it. He said, hey, Alexi. He turns around and he says, hey, one of those gold chains is going in the Kangaroo Court box tomorrow. You were getting max fined as many times as I can find you. And he just says, okay, puppy. And he just kept going. But, like, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it shows you that everybody's
I've
On
seen
the same
people.
page.
I've seen people get called out for wild stuff.
oh, dude. The
it's
best. then you
Airing
get-
out your
Oh,
laundry.
bro.
Hey, then you get on. Then you're a rookie, and you have to do like the rookie. You're on the bus, and
Hard
you
knocks.
have
Yeah.
and you have to go.
I was in curtain call it, but
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh wait. They
Yeah.
do that. They did the shit out of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. I didn't know they did it in football either, too.
Oh, they do it. The best ones are in football.
Really?
Oh yeah, because they make them do it lights on, camp, in front of everybody. It's,
Oh yeah, that.
it's the
So
same thing.
So same thing. So football for baseball, it is. You do it on the bus. It's like you walk to the front of the bus, and you usually have a mic guy on the bus, and he's the funny guy. And so you take the mic, and as the bus is walking, they start calling rookies up. Hey, Mikie Mahtook, come to the front of the bus. You have to walk to the front of the bus, and they start asking you questions like.
The most ridiculous.
Yeah,
questions.
like your
they're
first
not.
time.
They're not G like everything.
Like it is,
and
like,
they
they're
want
trying to-
detailed answers.
Yeah, they want you to embarrass. And the less details you put into the answer, the more they're gonna ask you a question. And then you have to sing a song with no music, and you usually get booed off. And then usually the guy who is the other mic guy, who's a little bit more aggressive than the funny mic guy, says, "Sit in the shitter, get in the shitter, boo!" And you have to go sit in the fucking bathroom until the bus ride's over.
All the time.
Usually you go into the hotel or the field, and then sometimes you're sitting there and you're like, damn, and you're listening and you hear boo, and the door opens, some other guy comes to sit up. You have like 2 or 3 guys in the seat. You're like, well, good try. You know what I mean?
It's American Idol.
Yeah, right. And then you get a guy who's really good at it, like maybe can sing a little bit or like is funny.
And they don't let him off the mic. They just keep.
And then he gets called every time. Like, damn. So you want to be somewhere in the middle, like not terrible, but not great.
Not the guy that's got to
Yeah.
give every bit of your business, but
Yep.
I did well enough to where they let me off this thing.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
where you want to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Gladiator.
Uh huh. But yeah, I mean that's part of the Kangaroo Court. I don't even know how we got to Kangaroo. Oh, that was because the guy dropped his phone.
We should
But-
do a Kangaroo Court here. Amongst
People will get butthurt.
us?
No, not between us 4. If we did it with the whole team, like everybody
Oh,
else.
man. I mean, it's gone as well as the swear jar has. Thank God. Fuck that thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Dumbest idea of all time.
but if we had the Kangaroo Court here, I don't know if people have enough thick skin to be able to do that.
Think
I
as
mean,
hell.
there'd be a lot of people getting called out.
Got to be able to take criticism.
There'd be a
It's-
lot
I
of
don't
people
think-
getting
I don't-
called out.
well, I
that-
don't-
that-
the
I don't
thing
think
is,
anybody in this
I
room
don't
is
think
in
us four would
jeopardy.
get a lot of them.
Yeah.
I think it would just.
I mean,
Yeah.
we
Put it like this: to stay out of the Kangaroo Court box, you gotta have feel.
Mm-hmm.
If you operate and you don't have feel, it's not gonna be good for you on that day.
Chuck Knobloch.
Yep.
Maybe
Not
we
gonna
do
do
it
good.
with
Make it a poll.
maybe we do it with the clubbies.
Make it a poll.
Yes. You can't do. You're not
I
around.
know, but
enough.
but you know, or
Well, make it
you
a
on
poll.
Twitter.
You're not around, but you're not. You can't do Kangaroo Court if you're not around them. You don't see it. You don't witness it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, like comments, like in Kangaroo Court.
I
Well,
mean, I
people that
guess
make the
trying to work
comments
this
that we
thing
can
in,
find
'cause it's
it,
a great
don't follow
premise.
us.
that's great. Kangaroo Court's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
What'd you get in Kangaroo Court for ever?
I got Kangaroo Court. I was running
Right
out.
now.
I was in Detroit. I was running out to my position in the outfield. I had just come in the game. Like it was probably in the 6th inning.
Phone in your
And
pocket.
I was running out there, and like someone made a joke, and I like turned around and make a joke back. Did pick up my foot enough and tripped and rolled the outfield and got back up and kept running. Obviously, I was laughing. Kangaroo Court for that. Kangaroo Court for knocking the home run over the fence. Duh.
Oh, Max Fine.
Yeah, that was max fine.
Usually, I'm telling you, dude. Usually, the courts that have less on-field action are the best ones.
Kangaroo
like I want to
court.
know what you've been doing in the cage, in between innings.
That means you're locked into it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Kangaroo-
that's when you know you got a good interaction.
We've put
with
guys
stuff.
in kangaroo court we'd all go out as a team or whatever, and we had a young guy who was like trying to spit game, and it was not very good, and it was pretty embarrassing, and kangaroo courted for that. He got max fine for that one.
I seen a guy get max fine for, hey, we've seen you go out 13 times. We're pretty sure you've gotten 14 numbers, and you're the driest human here. So we're going to give you max fine for that one. Max fine for that one. At least close one, or you can be back in the next one. Like, just stuff like that, bro. This is crazy. Hey, I've seen one where we had a guy. Oh, my God. This honestly, I don't know why this one sticks in my head the most. This might be the funniest one I've ever seen. We had a guy who no one knew when it happened, but one person saw it who obviously wrote this, and he was actually on the court that day. So he was like, I put this person in here for taking a shit one day and somehow leaving some of it on the back of the toilet and not doing anything about it. And then, so when they started bringing it up and they started talking about it, the guy was in the back of the room and he was like, no, don't say it. Don't say it. He was like, no, don't say it. I'll take it. Don't say it. He was the most embarrassed because he knew what it was as soon as they brought it up. And everybody's like, you did what?
If the shit don't fit, you must have quit.
It was it was the best thing ever.
I got kangaroo courted by. Remember the story I told you about the guy who struck me out for his first strikeout, his first career major league strikeout, and then he asked the clubby to send me a ball and I signed it. I got kangaroo courted for that. Not because it was my fault, but because like you should have fucking sent the ball back and not let him. You know,
said,
because
fuck
you
you.
actually signed
Yeah.
it.
I actually signed it like you're being too nice. Kangaroo court for being too nice.
That's the Mikie Mahtook special.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
Usually, if you got a
Cherry
good
court, hop in my
if you got a
pouch.
good team, they're trying to find whatever they can because they want the quote unquote team party. They want all these beers, as many beers as we can for this party.
Yep.
Like they're just trying to find stuff to put money in the pocket.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's what it's really meant for.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
not really.
self-policing, but it's really meant for fun.
Yeah,
I
it's
think we
not.
should
It's
do
not
that.
meant to like crush people. Like, yeah, you're gonna, but like that's the camaraderie part of it. And
Yeah.
then, you know, we're not trying to like pick on you, but some people are gonna get. So we had
Stab yourself
I
separately.
actually have a really good one actually. So we had a guy on our team in Detroit who I'm not gonna say any names on this one because this is whatever. So he liked to, or one of the guys on our team liked to dabble in
Anime.
What?
Tentacle porn.
Huh?
No. He liked to dabble.
Reddit.
He liked to dabble in
What?
the cannabis and the gummy and the edible part of it, right? Which fine, right?
Teach
So the guy who liked to do it was a bigger guy, and he, you know, was used to it and whatever. And so one of the other guys on our team was not near as big as him and never really dabbled in it, but was feeling a little saucy and wanted to try it. Overshoots, eats the entire plane, like eats pizza, cookies, the rest of the meals, like crushing, then passes out. Well, he overshot where he was going. And he wakes up, white as can be, like, I don't feel so good. So then I'm in the back of the bus at the time. The back of the plane. We're playing our little B game poker game. Our trainer comes back, and he's like, whatever. And I'm like, what's going on? He said, well, so-and-so, so-and-so's not in a good place. He took too much of other so-and-so's goodies. And I was like, okay. So then he shows up. He's walking in the back. We see the other guy start to walk, and then our trainer goes, oh, shit. And he's going, this guy falls and passes out, smashes his face on the armrest, and knocks himself out in the middle of the flight.
Perfect.
Right? And then throws up everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, you're boxed for that, bro.
So
All day.
we picked him up, and then he had this like
All day.
scar. He had this like scar and bruise on his
All day.
eye, and yeah, he got crushed.
See, and I would imagine too that dudes that do that, they're probably stood up a few more times.
I've heard stories where like
St. Patrick's
flights,
Day.
like family,
No,
Kangaroo.
like family flights.
no.
Like you
But
have,
maybe.
you have,
Yeah, but no.
you have like family travel
Power
days.
went out.
Well, maybe.
You have like family travel days, like where like the wives and stuff can go, and I've heard of flights getting stopped and having to land, emergency land, because
So and so.
so-and-so's wife got too sick on the flight. That's not good either.
Yeah, that ain't it.
That's not good. But
Yeah, you get fined for everything.
Yeah.
Nothing's off limits pretty much.
that's not good.
We can instill this between this room.
Yeah, we can figure this
Yeah, I
out.
like it.
We can definitely do that.
No
For
pizza
sure.
today.
Um,
You'd have got one for that French fry debacle at the restaurant. That one.
Yeah, that's a
Friday.
Kangaroo.
And usually,
Yeah.
I'll tell you this.
Me.
Usually,
No, your
oh,
wife.
you.
hey,
Yeah.
usually too, if there's ever a time where one does get reversed, the person who tried to find him gets the fine.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, it's Uno
Yeah.
card.
Yeah.
If you try to like, hey, this does that was not a fine, you get fined.
Excedrin. Uno reverse card for the French fry debacle.
Yes. No, because that's not. No, that was great, but you didn't find me. You only get reversed. You get the like if I find you.
Oh, it's not for a
and
good
it's not
deed?
a finable offense. I get fined.
I mean, I wouldn't fine you for that, but I could have.
What for the Excedrin? You helped the friend out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So trying to do make good.
Speaking of,
Could have withheld it.
I guess this isn't really a kangaroo court, but I'm looking at like our notes and stuff. What was the tweet that the daughter from the Oklahoma? What did she say?
She said that he released a second statement defending his decision or defending the guy's decision to resign, and the coach that got fired, basically his daughter, said that's funny because you told all the coaches and players to keep their mouths shut about what really happened.
Oof.
Wait,
But
what
then
did
She
you
she
deleted
say?
it.
She said that Venables told the coaches and players to keep their mouths shut about the truth. Of
Did
what
we know
happened.
what was actually said?
No.
That never came up.
From what the coach said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
Well, no. I mean, he
Well,
read
well-
something off like the guy's he was attracted in the meeting or whatever. He read what was on the iPad.
Right, and it was-
apparently what was on the iPad was not very good.
Yeah.
But I heard he said it wasn't just one time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said it multiple times.
Like he read the whole thing and they just kept saying whatever it was over and over and over again,
At what
which
point
is pretty
did-
stupid. Like, hey, bro, that's probably not the smartest thing to do.
I guess no one's like your words. I know you're reading it, but like,
what's
why?
the name of that song?
Which one?
I mean, yeah,
What's my
fire,
name?
dude. Fire.
Marshawn Lynch DUI. Kangaroo
Legend.
Court. Kangaroo court. Kangaroo court.
For him?
Yeah, I'd put him in kangaroo
Oh
court.
yeah.
Did you see the mugshot?
Oh, it was tough.
I mean,
Looking like he had just came out the back alley.
it was
Tough.
7 in the morning. If you catch me at 7 in the
He
morning,
tried to drive his car that didn't have a tire on it. That's
Coach,
what I
I'm
saw.
almost home. Just let me like
7 a.m.
7 a.m. in Las Vegas is. Look, there's times to not quit. And there's times to quit. He
I'm
was
not-
going
well,
home.
I don't know if I'd ever think about driving in Las Vegas. Like if I'm in Las Vegas, I bet
Yeah, I'm
7
surprised
a.m.,
he was
like,
driving.
I'm not driving anywhere.
I don't think nobody's been worse in Las Vegas than John Jones though. That guy's not. good in
Alvin
Vegas.
Kamara wasn't good in Las Vegas.
No, John Jones is even worse than Kamara.
Yeah,
was
he
in
keeps
Vegas.
getting.
I don't think
Alright.
Henry
It's
had a
more
good
than
run
once.
either.
I
So
was about to say that.
What'd you
Glad
say?
whoop.
What did he say?
I said I don't think Henry had a good run in Las Vegas.
Oh
either.
no.
It was a fast
tough.
one though.
Why'd you point him? Why'd you point at him?
He said it. I was gonna say it. He
That
said
video was out of control. I'm like, God, dog, Henry.
It was over quick.
That was
Yeah.
a little much right there.
He had a need for speed.
It. So did John Bones Jones. Okay.
Henry. Boy, that's a quick way.
That's a
to-
debacle.
That's tough.
That's tough.
25 years from now, he's gonna be like, I can't believe I'm here because
Because
All
of
right, so
Top
we
Golf.
have
Where's Paul Crew?
Because of Top Golf.
who?
Paul Crew?
Oh God.
Paul
we
Rickin
have
Crew?
we have 26 minutes left, so we have a little time. But I also want you to explain and tell all of our listeners.
Ah.
You know, this is a good time I think to segue into because the reason why we're started the show an hour earlier than we normally do, and the reason why we're ending it an hour earlier than we normally do is because Ricky Collins is making a commitment to the college of his choice, which I don't know where that's going to be.
Nobody knows where it's at.
Yeah, nobody knows where it's going to happen. But he's doing it on the Jordy Collada show live from
Mason's Grill.
Mason's Grill, which Mason's Grill has a great hamburger, by the way, too.
You ever had their Sunday brunch?
So about the airline Mason's Grill? Is there only one?
I think
I
so.
think there's only one.
There can only be one.
Yeah,
Mason's Grill has a good hamburger.
it does.
What's your favorite? Aside from
Their
Dozy Place.
brunches.
Doe's is my favorite. I like Doe's hamburgers. I like Mason's Grills. I actually like Muya, actually. I don't mind
You're a
Muya.
Muya guy, huh?
I don't mind Muya. I like
Do you get a little feeling when you're at F45 shout out sponsor?
uh-huh.
Whenever people are walking by and they're going to Muya and you're like, I'm in here fucking getting work in.
Well, do you get more of a Muya or do you when they go to the one right next to that? So you're
The cookie place?
you're booking by Great American Cookie Company, and Muya, and then right in the middle is F45.
I need to
You
make
just
more
die.
stops with both of them.
Well, that's what I said. To talk about Kangaroo Court, I said if you don't finish your reps, you should have to go to Muya before a Wednesday workout and then do the workout.
That sounds awful.
Ugh.
God,
But I like Muya. I like. I
terrible.
also like curbside. I do like curbside burgers. A big burger guy.
Anyway.
And Judy Sand in Lafayette.
Can you get them to make some French fries?
No, it's not part of it.
See, that's the dumb. I get it, but I don't.
Oh, come on, dude. It's tradition. Burgers are fire, though.
What do you like better, chips or French fries?
French fries.
French fries.
What would you like with your burger?
But when I go there, I like chips because it's just their thing. All right, go ahead. Explain how
Anyway,
this whole situation goes.
So what we're doing today is because we're early and because we're early and early.
Early and early.
Show up early, leave early. As real locker room guy, as the Jordy Culotta show is going live from Mason's Grill, and what we have set up here, if you turn your autoplay on for this video on YouTube, you're able to go straight from this show if we can make it to 7 o'clock, which we are chugga.
We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there. If you can make it with us all the way to 7, the video will take you directly to the Jordy Culotta show if my algorithm is correct. Probably not.
You created the algorithm, huh?
I did. Yes, I'm like Peter Parker.
Wow.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man.
Right. I
Pick a
got you.
superhero, dude.
I got you.
Well,
You went the other Peter Parker. You went the new age Peter Parker.
Yeah, not the.
Yeah. I like this Peter Parker better.
Which one?
He's the best
The new
one.
one.
Tom
Yeah, the
Holland.
new one's Tom Holland.
He's
the
also
best
very
one.
he's very short. I didn't realize he was
Yeah,
short.
he's a little
Toby
guy.
gets the OG bias, but Tom's the best Spider-Man.
And then there's
He's a
the
little
middle
guy.
one.
The middle one's the worst one.
He actually looks like a high school
And the
kid.
the
Straight
greatest
up.
part is when they all three, what movie was it? When
The
they
last
No
one.
Way Home.
Yeah, the last
Yeah.
one. And they made it like a
Yeah.
very they
He's very
made it like,
insecure
yeah,
about his
like,
Spider-Man
I wasn't
role.
very good at it.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's great. Very
I love that. Yeah.
self-actualization.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if the algorithm is correct, we'll be able to like Doctor Strange this thing and send
Jesus.
you into
Pick
the
a
multiverse
freaking hero.
where you go to Jordy Culotta and Ricky Collins Commitment Live straight
From
from
Jordy
this.
Culotta's YouTube channel.
No, from our YouTube channel
Right.
straight to Jordy Culotta's YouTube
That's what
channel.
I mean.
So turn your autoplay on and it'll pop up as the next video when we end the stream. So I've never tested it. I have no idea if it'll work, but that's the plan. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. You can just search Jordy Culotta show and you'll see the commitment there.
After he
And
already has
I'm
the
willing
helmet.
to bet. I'm willing to bet they're not going to commit directly right at
because
7 o'clock.
he said they're talking to like a teammate, his coach, and his mom, and then
And Shea Dixon will be there as well.
and then he'll announce it.
There's
It
a,
won't
So
be
like
quite the
seven-
production that Catholic was.
there's a commitment. Shea Dixon's there.
Absolutely. He's here today.
He's lurking in the
You
he's
said
lurking in the
he's there.
shadows. Lurking
Is there
in the
another
shadows.
one coming up soon or no?
Kylan Jackson's on Saturday.
And the Jordy Culotta show might be there as well.
Is that confirmed? I just didn't
No,
know
not
that.
confirmed, but it's in the works. Is to
But he already confirmed that he is announcing on Saturday.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's announcing on Saturday.
Okay, I didn't know.
He moved
I
it
didn't
back
know if we
for
just
Wednesday.
broke that.
No. He was supposed to commit on Wednesday.
Okay, that's when you were worried about it.
Yeah, because somebody stepped in.
You mean
Whenever
Monday?
A&M gets in the fold, there's
supposed to come in
it's
on Monday.
nefarious. Monday?
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
Wednesday.
I did. And it's supposed to be on Monday. He moved it back. He moved it back all the way to Saturday, which makes you think that maybe somebody got in the mix.
Little bidding war.
But we'll see. It's down to, he put out a graphic, it's down to A&M and LSU, which always will make you nervous, considering the
It's tough.
pushback. And so he will commit on Saturday at his high school. Jordy Culotta show pending.
I think that it's coming. He's coming here.
I would hope so. I'm still waiting if the Culotta show goes to one of these things. It
You're waiting
seems
on the
like
kid
it would
that's
be.
like,
I
screw
can't
it.
wait for it. Yeah.
Maybe Ricky Collins is that guy. Who knows?
And it could happen. Sheldon Sampson, we're 1 for 1.
Going the ultimate heel turn of a.
That
high
would be
school
awesome. Like
commitment.
somebody's gonna do it.
Boy, they are.
Yeah,
do you think
somebody's gonna have like it's gonna be between LSU and Bama. They're gonna be like, "Hey, Jordy."
Len
Roll
Collins
Tide.
us.
Yeah.
Do you
Atlanta
think
Collins.
that the I forgot. I lost my train of thought. I hate when I do that. We were talking about recruiting commitments, someone signing with someone else. I'm not gonna get it back.
I said, this is
It's
definitely.
gone.
I don't know where this
It's
is going.
gone. It's gone. We're gone. It's gone. It's over.
I think there'll be a top 5 class. If they
Oh,
can get
I got it. Came back.
There we go.
Came back.
Magnesium.
Do you think? Okay.
Better spit it before
Do
you
you,
lose it.
yeah. Do you think that
Wait,
all
wait.
of the recruit, like what they're doing at
Hey,
LSU,
you-
like Sampson was like hashtag
Did you
bring
hear that?
Kylan back or hashtag
Shelton stays.
bring him home or something. Do you think that actually helps?
Yeah, Shelton said it helped a lot actually. He said, I mean, I'm sure it's not like the end all be all, but like I'm sure it doesn't
Because
hurt.
whether we want to believe it or not, everybody likes a little attention.
Yeah.
Right? And so when you feel like it's about you, obviously, I don't know.
Especially when it gets to the point where it's trending on Twitter, it's like, okay, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot of love in a day on Twitter. Yeah. Especially, I mean, these kids are like, I mean, I say these kids like I'm not only like 3 or 4 years older than them, but like social media is just so big nowadays where like that's the end all be all. That could honestly seal the deal for a school, and it has nothing to do with the program. It's just the fan base, the support on Twitter. Shelton said Shelton said he loved it, and I'm sure that it doesn't hurt at all for any of these recruits to see the hashtags trending.
Here's a question. We have 19 minutes. We got any questions in the chat?
Chats are rolling in.
We didn't promote anything about Ask Mikey and Jared. I know.
Is Shane Dixon going to be hired by Jordy for y'all's recruiting news?
I don't. Yet to be seen.
I mean, I don't think that it's going to be. I mean, maybe he's going to be definitely be a part of what we do. I think, but I don't know if it's going to be exclusive.
Au contraire.
That'd be great, though.
Yeah. He's not cut on this year after what you just said.
What?
Huh?
No. What?
No questions.
Really?
Yeah, nothing. Just a bunch of talk. Bunch of chatter.
That stinks.
Yeah.
Sorry, we didn't promote it.
One day we will.
We did. We used to. We used to get questions. But then we stopped. Actually, we stopped before last week, right? One of the debacle Wednesday.
Wood was a little agitated.
That was, I mean, I do care. That's all you saw there, just a little bit of caring.
I told everybody to use it, so we'll see if we get some roll in it.
So use what?
Hashtag Ask Mikey.
Yeah, you know what you could use is the LSU 15 promo code for Caesars.
I put in. Oh, I told you the parlay I put in, right?
Yep.
Bengals division winner.
I cannot
Saints
wait.
Division
winner. I'm about to dust all the cobwebs off.
Yeah, you've been taking a hiatus.
I know.
Jesus.
I know. I haven't had a lot going on. I haven't had time to. I'm not just gonna bet to bet. I gotta bet. I have to be educated.
Especially, I was like,
I was like, I'm taking all of for your hiatus.
That's a forced one right there.
I was like, I'm taking all of August off, and I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna wait till the stretch run of baseball and then football to kick up.
So I really do want to bet. I've been moving and grooving a lot, and I've been not mentally in the right mindset of betting.
Tell me now, how do you move and groove?
So I put one foot in front of the other, left and right, and left and right, and then I kind of hop to the left and hop to the right, and I'm moving and grooving.
We'll have to make that a TikTok one.
Yeah. Okay, first question. We talked about this on Friday. Is what will LSU's football record be? We said anywhere from 7 to 10. Realistically.
So I think over
8
7.
4, 9 and 2.
Yeah, I think 8 4, 9 and 3. I think the ceiling
is 10 and 2.
Is 10 and 2. I don't think that we get to 10 and 2, but I think that's the ceiling. I think 9 and 3 is realistic. I think 8 and 4 is probable. I think 9 and 3 is realistic.
Nuss bust ? I'm assuming that means, do we think Nuss will be the starter?
I think Nuss. I think we're all in agreement that Nuss will probably be the starter at some point this year.
We're all on the Nuss bus.
I think that
as long as he doesn't get a flat tire.
I think yes. I think Jaden Daniels starts the season. I think Jaden's capable of being, and maybe Jaden ends up being the starter for the whole year. I think he's going to be the most ready right away. But I think Nuss has the most upside as a quarterback. I think he does start.
As someone that's at practice, it's really hard to watch the quarterbacks and be like, not Nuss. Yeah.
Over under 1.5 quarterbacks this year that we see.
Over. I think we'll see 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we'll see 2.
I thought you were gonna say 2.5.
Remember when you say, I mean,
2.5 sounds.
That's
good.
That's not a.
No, we'll see 2.
You got to word that
2.
better because.
But not consistently 2.
Yeah, but I say because that doesn't really mean much if we see 2. Like you just never know when they're gonna be. See 2 in like.
Competitive time.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't care who.
I think we see. Like I said, I think that you're going to see Jaden Daniels start the season, and I think that over time, Nussmeier is going to take over that job. And maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not. Okay, over under 1.5 starting quarterbacks in prevalent games. 2. So you'll see
1 week 1, and then somebody else during the season.
And I think that now obviously. Maybe Jaden Daniels starts the season and looks.
Or maybe Nuss starts.
Unbelievable.
Maybe either one of them starts it and just doesn't let the job.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I think if that was the case, we probably would have had a quarterback and we wouldn't have 4 or 5 in that room right now.
Right.
But I say at least 2. You see.
Because we were talking a little bit about this earlier today, where I guess the real question mark on offense, obviously skill position is taken care of. You trust everybody around you, and you want to get them the ball quickly. And Jordy was saying that the offensive line is their only real question mark, where I don't think it's that big of a question mark. And he was saying you want to be able to, if your offensive line is a question mark, be able to get the ball to your playmakers in space. Mm-hmm. And I said the most suited for that, considering that, I know you don't like these hypotheticals, you and Nick Saban, but considering that scenario would be Miles Brennan. Considering the fact, no, but just based on that premise, if I want to get the ball out quick, hand it off.
Why would that be the?
Because he's the best thrower. He's the best pure thrower of the football.
Well, you don't have to be a pure thrower if you're getting it out quick.
I think he's the most accurate and yeah.
Well, you don't have to do. Okay, so but then you're refuting your point because if I'm getting it out quick, it ain't going far. So how accurate do I really need to be?
Yeah, but it's tight windows, right?
How tight are the windows?
I'm asking you.
I don't know. How tight are the windows? Are we playing press coverage? Are we playing off coverage? Are we getting it to the guy in the slot who doesn't have a guy who has a safety over the top of him? Like, there's a lot going on.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. What are we playing? 2 quarterbacks or 3?
If it's getting it out quick, I don't. Think of it this way.
If it's getting out quick, I think Jaden Daniels is.
Well, yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Think of it this way: who's a more accurate quarterback, Patrick Mahomes or Chad Pennington?
Chad Pennington.
Why?
Because he gets it out quick.
But do you know that? Because Mahomes is a high 60, almost 70% passer. Is Chad Pennington more accurate? Do we know that he's a 70+?
Because he throws shorter passes.
But he don't have an arm. You get what I'm saying? Like that's not really.
And the more you focus on throwing it short, the more the defense comes.
And would you rather Chad Pennington or would you rather Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, Chad Pennington every day. From?
Is it Marshall?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a Marshall guy.
Who came after him?
Byron. Mm-hmm. Don't test me.
Damn. Patrick Mahomes by 0.1 percentage point more accurate.
Well, there you go.
But he's got a lot of games to play, especially if you start throwing left-handed behind his back.
That wasn't left-handed. That was right-handed. Oh, it was left-handed, huh?
You okay?
Are we sure?
But I'm with you. I think getting the ball out. So go back to your point of getting the ball out quick, right? That's what he said. You want a guy who can get the ball out quick. What was the whole point of that conversation?
The questions behind the O-line.
Yeah, just because you don't know what you're really getting with the O-line, which I can get behind because you're going to have a freshman left tackle as good as Will Campbell
I get
is,
that.
And you're going into the SEC.
I don't think that's the biggest question mark on the team, though.
No, I'll tell you something on the offensive end.
Oh, yeah. Well, that and quarterback.
Yeah.
Because the
tires on the quarterback are where
I think the offense. I think the offensive line is going to be. I think the offensive line will end up being a strength of ours.
I mean, I think they're in a better position than they were in last year.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think to me that's.
And it's not because of depth. Like yes, they do have more depth. We've discussed
if the offensive line.
They also had the whole offseason with Brad Davis. Last year he came in real late and he had to almost win the offensive line guys over.
If the offensive line is our biggest question, coming from a 6-win season, you need to open the app and take the bet right now.
Yeah.
Because they're in a better spot.
Yep.
They're gonna eclipse that number.
And here's the deal: if you want to get the ball out quick, and try to make that's only gonna work on a handful of teams that you play this year.
Yeah.
You ain't getting the ball out quick against Bama and expecting to beat them.
Not all day.
Not all day. Maybe a couple slants or
you're gonna have to move.
But you're gonna have to. Yeah, you're gonna have to get the ball. You're gonna have to push. Why did we beat them? Why did we play them as well as we did? Now obviously you had Burrow, but because we're pushing the ball and we slowed them down up front.
The first drive, it was like a 30, 40-yard touchdown on Jamar at the pylon.
Yeah.
Now he made
against
Trevon
Diggs
made him look like a little baby, but still pushing the ball. Did y'all seen the clips of him at Cowboys camp getting absolutely toasted?
Yeah.
And
Is
the
he
fans
getting torched?
getting on him. Yeah, torched by undrafted rookie.
You got torched by.
I think he's a huge because he's so young when it comes to being a DB. I think he's a huge guesser and play the ball guy.
Well, here's the deal: he's a receiver playing.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and so I think a lot of that torching you see is literally him getting outside of technique, and I think he does a little bit less when it comes game time. He's obviously still big at it. Obviously, it's why he has so many picks too. But I think that's a whole lot of that. I think that's overplayed of what's actually going on. He ain't that bad of a corner.
Whoa, we're ringing.
How did that happen? Whoa.
What happened?
Is this connected to the board? That's good to know. All right, hold on. I gotta take this phone call.
Okay.
Business, Lloyd.
Was it in the headphones just now?
No, they're there.
Do we have any more questions?
Oh yeah.
We good?
So we'll stick with football, and then there's one about baseball, but will LSU finish with the top 3 recruiting class for 2023?
Oof.
I think it's
They're
highly
at 6
possible.
right now. For
They're at
reference.
6. I think they finished top 5. I don't know if they get to
According
three.
to On 3, they're at 6. That's the one.
I think it's
like
highly
the most.
possible. I'm not sure it's actually going to happen.
I think they'll be 4 at the end of this week.
I don't think they'll get to end of what?
If they get both Ricky and Kyle and Jackson this week, I think they'll be 4. 4 or 5. They'll
Okay,
definitely
here's
move up
my
to
here's
4.
my next question. Obviously, you want to get a 4-star quarterback.
Well, because they're at 6 right now with no quarterback in the class.
Right.
Right, and that's my next question. Is like you obviously want to get a 4-star quarterback from Louisiana. Come to LSU. We don't have a quarterback in the class, right? Check the box. How good do we think he can be?
I think he'd be really good.
Do you? Because I've heard the other way too.
I think
I've
he
heard
could be really good.
opinions from people who are kind of in the know that they don't know how good they're unsure yet on how good he can be. Like they're not saying he can't be good, they just don't know.
Well,
Right?
Well, I mean, I watched a few of his high school games. Like, I think I've said this on air before. Like, just last year, like, not many people even knew really who Ricky was. And, like, in the area they knew, but, like, nationally, like, if you ask any of the Elite 11 coaches guys, they're like, but who's Ricky? And then he went and tried out and made it and went to the thing. And they're like, oh, Ricky's a top 10 guy.
Yeah.
And I think, like, that growth in 1 year, who says his untapped potential is probably still a good bit, and he's a top 10 guy. If he, comes to LSU, gets in the weight room, gets with Joe Sloan, with his leg talent, his arm talent, I mean, he could be really good.
I mean, I think he's
Now-
potential.
now-
I don't know. I haven't
Now,
watched
I
him
don't
enough.
think his ceiling is higher than Walker's.
Yeah.
Now, he might have to wait, but if he can wait, then
Yeah. What?
Where does LSU rank at the end of the year in total offense and total defense in the SEC? Which I know it's hard to predict, but you can extrapolate that question and kind of like, where do you think, how many yards?
top 10 in offense,
Because you
top
said,
5 in defense.
Oof.
I agree with the defense.
I agree. I think that
We can even minimize the
I
board.
think,
I think that we're top
I think it'll
5
be
in-
between 5 and 10 in offense and 1 and 5 in defense.
In the
I
SEC?
think
Yeah.
I'm not talking about yards. I'm talking about scoring defense. I think our scoring defense is going to be top 3 in the SEC because of our front 7. Now we're going to give up some plays because of our secondary.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a very
It's
good
hard to
question.
predict,
It's
yeah.
very hard to predict.
But as far as
because I do
scoring-
think the scoring defense goes a lot on too. Like how productive are we offensively?
Yeah.
That's huge. Like if we can't be that productive offensively,
You're
our
going to put
scoring
your defense
isn't
in
gonna
some
be
bad
good.
spots.
Yeah.
Or they're going to take a lot of chances in order
Yeah.
to score and flip the field.
Yeah.
Like, I can see
It,
that
it could
too.
be a lot of the situation like your boy was talking about. Steve was talking about Tasker with the Buffalo. They have a better team this year defensively that he thinks they all think that there's a high chance you won't see them put up the defensive numbers
Because of the teams they're playing.
because of the teams that they're playing and they're going to be healthy for you know what I mean. So like there's
Yeah.
different reasons.
Yeah. That's a good question though. I mean, it's gonna be fun.
How many? We talked about. We actually have. I don't know if we talked about
This
it.
may be the last question before we start doing the.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
segments.
But how many? Did we talk
can't
about
go
it on this
no tea
show?
this year or something.
No, we gotta go.
What?
How many rushing yards was it on this show? Like how many rushing yards a game in terms of offense or defense? Like how many do you think they'll rush for a game, and how many do you think they'll throw for a game? Like what do you think the balance
that's
will be
hard to
split on
tell.
I don't know.
offense? That's what I'm saying. Like what do you think the
Well, I
offense
think it
will
also
be more
depends on who
predicated
the
on?
quarterback is. Like obviously, I think they'll run more if Daniels is the quarterback. Like
Right.
that number.
You
will
would
be
like
bumped
to?
up.
I would like to see us throw for like 250 a game
Run for 100. That'd be nice.
and run for 120 a game. 20
120
plus.
120 is high.
You think?
I think if you said
Decently
somewhere around
high.
100 and somewhere maybe a little
If
above
Jane Daniels is the
250.
quarterback, 120 probably seems about right. Not counting sacks.
He- I mean,
I like to
give
be
you-
able to run for. I mean, you want to be able to run for at least 100 yards a game.
That's what I said. 100.
Yeah,
120 is high. I don't care who's the quarterback. That's high.
Are you
That's a
looking
lot.
up the older numbers of what we used to do?
We should probably get into the segments. We have 5
Yeah,
minutes.
5 minutes. Okay. Segments. First segment is Not My Fault, which is brought to you by Dozy
He
Place.
plays 370 yards a game last year.
We don't need to show the
370?
video, but-
That's total offense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, not my fault. We won't show the video because it's a long video, but like basically the story
114
is,
yards rushing, 254 yards passing.
Wow.
But
So-
you have that Ty Davis Price game in there that Price skewed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
But so the not my fault today is this couple got married. They're at the reception. You know, they walk up to, you know, to do their, you know, first dance or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a nice little video on like above them, like on the wall on a TV projector. And it's a real sweet video, whatever they're dancing. At the end of the video, it cuts to a corner camera of the bride.
Is there nudity in this?
It's a long video. You can't. The video of like the actual stuff is like 1 second at the end of the video. I wasted 2 minutes of my life watching it, so I just read the story.
Yeah, the video doesn't actually show you
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, which was disappointing. But
It's like the Shelton Sampson commitment.
but but so basically, at the end of the sweet video, the husband put in a video of his bride cheating on him with her sister's
Sister?
pregnant. Her sister's pregnant. The sister's husband and the bride. So
It's almost
And so
hot.
they already went through the whole
they
wedding.
already went through the wedding, and
Savage.
Wow.
City boy.
So you're actually married to this.
You have to go through the divorce process now.
and then put the video up and walked out.
She must be like really rich or something.
Diabolical.
He was like, I'm getting half or something. Like,
Hey,
That's the best.
I
By far,
respect
not
it.
my fault
I
of all
respect.
time.
I respect that by him.
I don't know if I'd.
I don't know if I would go through it though.
I don't know if I'd wait
How
for that.
hammered would you get before the wedding? Like, you know, when people are like,
I
oh,
wouldn't.
you
I
have to-
couldn't. Knowing me and
Yeah.
how I am, I couldn't hold that in. I couldn't like act like I didn't know that before.
You were at the altar with her, like y'all.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Y'all said I
Yeah.
do.
at the altar with her altar.
Oh man.
I mean,
I would make him my best man.
what a shitty
He would be my best man in the wedding.
situation.
So
that
you're
is.
asking me not my fault? Whose fault is it? I mean,
No, I guess. Is
Is
his
it
fault
fair,
for
almost?
marrying her, or
The longest con of all time.
yeah, like
I wouldn't have waited.
because there's no
No.
timetable of when he got the video and found out.
You know
Also,
why?
we don't know that.
Well, actually, I guess
That
this
is true.
I guess this is why. Yeah, maybe he didn't. I didn't know. He maybe got the video right before, but maybe he also said
Yeah, we
'cause
got a
the
projector.
wife's family pays for it, the wedding, usually, right? Maybe that's just like, hey, you messed this whole thing, you fucked this up. I'm making your family pay for this. Like your family's already paid all this. I
About
don't
to
know
have
this
a-
money. Like,
Wait, is there
Yeah.
any better?
No, somebody said not 24 hours for annulment, so he's good.
okay, there we go. There we go.
We're going straight to the courthouse.
Someone's in the
All
know.
right. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Well, yeah.
Curtain
One more comment
calls.
before I say it. Nope.
Oh,
Curtain
no,
call.
no, I was just
My-
going to say,
my curtain-
dude, talk about you get to have two bachelor parties. Like, the wedding
Right,
is
yeah.
essentially your single
Right.
event. That What a time.
Yep.
So-
Curtain call brought to you
My-
by.
Yeah, but no one else
Office
knew but you.
Office.
My curtain call is Saquon Barkley. Absolutely.
Hey,
truck
told y'all
sticking
Saquon's
one
back,
of the
boys.
safeties.
Saquon's
Somebody
back.
said-
I know he's back. Just can he stay back?
Yeah, stay back.
That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Right.
He absolutely hit sticked a motherfucker.
My curtain call would be to Hard Knocks / really Aiden Hutchinson. If you didn't get a chance to see it, go check out his rookie performance. I'm not going to tell you what he sang, but
It
it
was
was
awesome?
Good. It was really
All
good.
right.
Billie Jean.
Okay. My curtain call is Paul Gervais. Strikes out the side in his debut of full season A-ball, which is actually when you first start getting to baseball.
Hey.
Really. Paul Gervais, he's actually shoved it. And suck it, Mikey.
Okay, Big Paul. I see
Thanks
you. I see
for
you
that.
working.
Oh, I didn't know if you were going to read it like Ron Burgundy.
I did just that one actually. But I knew I saw it. And also, shout out, thank you to everybody. You've been watching Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Starting Line. Sorry, we're rushing through this because there's 1 minute left before we get you over to
Ricky Collins.
Ricky
baby.
Collins right now. Making commitment on Joey Class Show. Brought to you by Starting Line Motive. Peace out.
Peace out.
See you.
See you on Friday.
Uncle Earl's Friday.
5:30, 4:30
4:30
to 6.
to 6.
Ricky Collins,
Ricky Collins.
tenure.
It's Ricky, baby.